What up, fam? It's your boy, your man's, yours truly, fam. It's me. What up, fam? It's your boy DeejayKnight. We out here ready to get it. So, good day. Hello. How do? How you feeling? What up? What good? I'm well. Man, it's a beautiful day. Step the game up. Let's go. Gonna be giving out those minutes again today? Maybe. Likely. Let's see. Thoroughly enjoyed your panel at TwitchCon. Hope you had a great time like I did. Appreciate you, Elevator. Thank you much for stopping in. Appreciate you. And yes, I did have a great time at TwitchCon. I hope the same for you. Dogman Doug, appreciate the welcome back. Just Super Saiyan. Nice. Always nice to meet the DJs. Had the daddy had at your panel at TwitchCon. Nice. Oh. Watching the videos, all live reactions. I mean, I saw like the details that Squadron 42 is now technically in this feature complete. So like it's going down. Like right, that's nice. It's nice. We got Gangsta Neeks with the Submarino. Appreciate you, Neeks.
This is the way.
Thank you very much for that support. Fam, you know what it is. Put some love, hype, salutes in and around the chat. Appreciate you. D'Artagnan, gifted a sub by Neeks. Appreciate you.
This is the way.
This is very much the way. What up? It's going down. I'm not as good. All right. Appreciate the love. Akintosh, what up? What up, fam? Lamb. Let's see. How was the con? The con was great. Had a great time. I was on a panel every day. I think the first panel was about working with brands or brand success. And then the second panel that was Friday. This Saturday panel was working with game devs. And the Sunday panel was production quality. Got your Vulture and the M50s fully upgraded. That's what I'm talking about. Glad to hear it. All right. Where's my? There they go. I was about to get like sweets, and I was like, but I have sausages. I was in the game dev and production quality session. Hell yeah. What up, Joe? Cool. Appreciate you stopping in. You ever figure out what's going on with your face cam? No. But what I did was I talked to Julian Elgato. And I'm gonna send him my setup and my issue so we can get it solved. And of course I have Pickle Rick. How did I not have Pickle Rick? It's not a choice. I feel like you were trying to ask me something, but I forgot to follow. I mean, I don't know. Cons are like just meshed together. Maury, what up? I don't know why I'm sitting here trying to push in my earbud, poking myself in the ear with sausage.
No, sir, I don't like it.
Not how it's supposed to work. Not at all. Happy to see you as well as up. What up? All right. So obviously, we're going. Oh, now they already have the two CitizenCon videos, two of them anyways. Let's see, Shaping the Verse, feature of Star Engine. Now that's going to be awesome. Navigating the Universe is 48 minutes. The Shaping the Verse is an hour and a half. Now I know they have more stuff that they put up because we got the Hold the Line trailer for Squadron 42. And it's not even a trailer, 26 minutes of Squadron 42. I'm kind of excited about that. Lego. So let me see. Let me go on there and then we'll just do this. Today was a click a button to go live and not automatically do all the other stuff that I normally do. Because we are taking full advantage of all of the options that are available to Twitch now. So, yay. Good timing. They started upload video the last few minutes. Nice. I just saw that this one was coming like an hour ago. Navigating the Universe anyways. Appreciate you, Black Wolf. The triple's great. All right. So I got the launcher up, as you can hear. There's new Whitley's Guide. Oh no. I was not expecting the Whitley's Guide. Have to work now. Wanted to make sure to sub. Maybe back in a little bit. Still got an hour and a half of work. Got to supervise the duties. Have a good stream if I don't make it back. To keep in time to keep watching. Appreciate you for showing up at all. Thank you much. Appreciate your face. Hope you do well. Have a great shift. Get home quickly. Has reasons. I wonder if they'll let me do the thing now. Perfect. Save it. Let go. Let go. AI Spirit and Cutter Scout. I need it so much. A1 Spirit. Is the C2 available or is it just the A1? Work from home, thankfully. Hey, that's what's up. Get it done. Jess, if you want to. Right now, I don't even know if we're going to get into the game because I literally have to leave in 2.5 hours. And I do want to check out. I want to start with multiple things that came out of CitizenCon. So let me get at least 3 of these videos up. And then I'm probably going to end up opening up, I'm at the Twitch. Because like, while TwitchCon was amazing, I'm going to show off some swag that I got at TwitchCon. And then we're going to go straight into talking about Star Citizen, because CitizenCon happened this weekend and I couldn't do it. And like the hair retweeting the hair thing you ain't seen. Nice. Oh, that's a bomb ass sound for the stream. Let's go. I like it. I'm tempted to watch along with Twitch and then find the spots in Twitch where they're doing things before they upload the videos, because I'm excited, right? I'm a little anxious, a little excited to see what they're doing, you know what I mean? Starring Detective Mode isn't on the official channel yet, but it's on YouTube already. Definitely worth a watch. Noise. That's literally one of the things I was looking at, the future of Star Engine. Shaping the verse, the future of Star Engine, and navigating the universe are the 2 long form videos we were intending to watch. Then we've got the, obviously, Squadron 42 held the line. That's not a choice. Then we've got Alpha 3.21 mission ready. I feel like we might want to watch that one right before we go in. So let's start off with Shaping the Future of the Verse. We got 2.5 hours. We can watch Navigating the Universe tomorrow, I think. That might be a good idea. So then we can get this checked out. Squadron 42 I held the line, and the 2 trailers and at least like 20-30 minutes of gameplay. Because I feel like if we do Shaping the Verse and Navigating the Universe, it's a wrap for the day. Like, we done here. So many people that you want at TwitchCon? If so, who did you meet? I mean, for me, TwitchCon was, I had my panels. I wanted to help educate people on what I could, and I didn't plan anything. I just got to where I got, and if I didn't get there, okay, cool. My goal was primarily to get there and show up. What in the world? Why would it start to work out for some reason? So yeah, it was mostly like, let's go find the fam, and randomly. I try not to hunt too many people down. I did get to meet Champion 7B in person, which I'm still stoked about. It was really just like recap people that I've never met before, or people that I hadn't seen in years, and it was just a great con. Like, I've had many situations where I've just been wondering whether or not I'm in the right job anymore, right? Like, am I in the right career? Am I making the moves that I need to make? Is this where I'm supposed to be, right? And turns out, yep. Turns out, definitely, because it was great. I did see Captain Richard. Captain Richard was the moderator of a panel that I stopped in, and I tweeted a picture of. He was leading the panel. Next to him was Jesse Cox and Co Carnage and Kim Chica and Aurelian and Black Omni. It's a great group of people. I believe it was Kimchika. So yeah. Mm-hmm. Uh-huh. No. To the PU. Oh, to actually pull up a tank. I know they had the tank battle game mode in Arena Commands, which I thought was pretty cool. You should be stoked, Black Wolf. It's amazing. I don't know. Rude. I saw. And I was like, okay, sometimes it bees like that.
This is the way.
Me getting served up is not necessarily the way. I can't say that I fully agree with that part.
Way.
Cannot fully agree. But sometimes it bees like that. I understand. I understand. Let's see. Trying to make sure I'm not missing anything specific. So we'll get this.
Who is this?
Man's indeed. You enjoyed CitizenCon. Sadly, I did not get to go to CitizenCon, but I did go to TwitchCon. TwitchCon was great. I got to see some of the highlights. And I'm hoping to see more. Yeah, I mean, I think, yeah, I mean. But we're going to recap CitizenCon because we didn't get to watch all the videos. All right. Do you want to have the Elgato promote? Yes. Yes. I want the prompter immediately. Like the amount of things that it would save me. The amount of hassle that would be saved. Sky high. Absolutely sky high. Because like I will record videos and then redo that same line over and over and over. Make sure I get it right. And then it's never right. And if it's never right, did it even count? Right? No, it didn't. So like, I need that thing right now.
Right now. Right now. Right now.
Right now. Right now. Right now what? That's it. No. We're going to start with the Squadron 42 trailer. I think we're going to go to the Squadron 42 trailer before the game trailers. All right, the doggos are in the living room because we had them boarded for a couple days and they came back wormy, so like they are out there chilling. they are out there, like not being in here. They'll be in here soon, but not yet. Not yet. Let's see. Suggestion for gumball miniguns on the M50 is brutal or gimbaled. Is it? How good is it? Because just by the way you said that, I know you did it. How is it? All right, let me get some of this swag, and we come over. Uh-oh. Same for Smokey. Smokey, we don't have a kennel for Smokey, and if we put him in a kennel, he's just gonna be like yelling. But I did get dewormer for him as well, just in case he like touches something they touch. Shredded through medium class ship shields in about 45 seconds.
Damn.
Well played. BRB.
Damn.
All right, so I got a small sampling of the swag that I got from TwitchCon. We get the show off. So first up, boom. I went to the Alienware booth, and being on TL, the squad was happy to see me. This is an Alienware fidget spinner. But like, what's cool about it is this is legitimately like heavy. This is like a metal fidget spinner. Like, it's not plastic. Like, it's got weight to it. So like, I'm sitting here just, you start to spin and the spin just goes. It's just nice. Real nice. If you have a gimbal size 3, you can mount a size 3 on the gimbal down wall. Wait, the gun isn't lowered by a level from the slot size when you put a gimbal on there? When did they change that? Do you know how many more weapons are about to be stupidly disrespectful? Sweet mercy.
Sensational.
That is sensational. All right. One of my favorite pieces of merch from this whole event is the fact that they had a booth for Prime Video, and in that booth they showcased Invincible, which is a show that I'm super excited about, and they showcased the show that we spent our time doing our very first watch party on stream for, Gen V. It was great. The show was great. We are literally caught up right now. Like, I think there's like one more episode left in the season, and we can't wait for reasons. Next up, when I was in the Alienware booth, got my hands on the homie blue. So this is like a little keychain blue, which I already know that this is going to be stolen by Lala. Like, I already know she's going to put this blue in the lap of the other blue, and the other blue is just going to be big bro blue, and I'm never going to see it again. So as being a partner, they gave us, our partner gift was keycaps with the "Give Please" on them, which is just nice. Then we got Alienware Soccerinos. We got the Alien Sharks. So big ups to Alienware for shouting me out. You watching the video on Twitch? What about the nudity? As if you will do it as a watch party, you can, and just, it's like there's a pop-up of like, hey, you gotta be 18 or over to be in here, and also you gotta have a Prime account to watch. So it's not like me streaming the game. It's like the video is a side video, and then the main video is just this camera. So like, it's like a party. We got Captain, welcome back with a 63
months.
That's a long time. Appreciate you. We got another Alienware bit of swag. We got an Alienware lanyard with a little alien on it. Who doesn't like the alien head? Like, come on now. Also, being at the Team Liquid, like, there was no Team Liquid booth, but like the Alienware booth was hefty with Team Liquid. The Honda booth had a bunch of Team Liquid like meetups, and then the HyperX booth also did the same. This is something I got for Lala. It's a Twitch jacket, but with it's got a little bit of bedazzling on it with the Twitch logo. I think there's, yeah, there it is. So like, you see the Twitch logo is also the word logo and the picture logo are both bedazzled, so they're quite fancy. And I'm very happy that I legitimately am happy, super happy that I have this, because I'm gonna be playing with this thing for a long time, like, because I regularly need something to do with my hands. Paluca, welcome back, 85 months of it.
This is the way.
Appreciate you, fam. Thanks for the salutes, fam. You know what it is. Put some love, hype, and salutes in the chat. Welcome the Night Core Elite member back. Appreciate ya. All right. Let's see. Where is it? All right, I think this is it for now. I'm going to go grab one other thing because the Elgato booth has some swag. Swag. So obviously there was more Alienware swag. Also, I got some news for the fam who are fans of the games we play and some of the games that we haven't played in a while. Elgato Neon Light, so that we can have the Elgato Logi logo behind us, which is nice. Very nice. They had a Doritos Mart. They had like a Doritos shop that legitimately looked like a store with Doritos on every shelf. But like if you went back and you got a specific piece of kit, like you had to go find something. It was like a scavenger hunt. You had to go find a QR code. And once you scan that QR code, you got to get a bag. So I'm pretty happy that I got the bag. Then we got a bunch of low swag. We got Anarchy. I got to meet Anarchy when I was there. I got a little sticker. We got a llama in a tank sticker, which I mean, who doesn't like llamas? And llamas and tanks is just taking llamas to the next level. So dubs. They had sweet like pins. I don't go by them, but I got them just in case I found somebody who does. I can slide into them. Anarchy again with the bomb stickerino. Nice work. And obviously, if you see Captain Richard, he's going to give you a Captain Richard sticker with, I feel like that's the Connie on there. I feel like there aren't too many ships in Star Citizen that have that shape. It feels like a Connie. I could be wrong, but I feel like it's a Connie. And then obviously, if you see Captain Richard, again, you're getting the pin with Captain Richard's face on it. And then one of my favorite things, like this isn't even all swag. There's a bunch of stuff that I haven't pulled in there. It looks like a javelin. I don't know. Might be. I had my Ultimate Gamers cookbook because Andy wrote it. I got it signed. I got Chef Andy's signature and a cool note inside my favorite cookbook that I haven't made a recipe from. Don't roast me. What is free time? And what's cool is that after the panel that we did, is that you are in every way the best example of best in class as a creator and a friend. Cheers, Chef Andy. Thank you much, good sir. Put some hype in the chat for Chef Andy, who is a continued and regular boss. And this is from a company called Motion. They have a new thing that they put out on Steam. It's an app that basically makes what they call clubhouses. And it'll be a way, if I implement it the way that I am considering, they will be using those as they have the tool that lets you make little clubhouse spaces that will basically like run in the stream. You can play while I'm offline, stuff like that. It's pretty cool. What up, Kaiju? Good to see you, fam.
Good to see you, fam.
It was a pleasure to see you in person, man. It's been a minute. Appreciate you. Good times. All right. I think that's about as much of the swag as I'm going to be able to show off right now. But we about to hop back into some Star Citizen conversation because Squad 42, from what I've seen, looks great. And again, I've only seen like screenshots and I already know it's Cloud Imperium. So it's going to be more than that. And also the newest announcement, the preview channel, which is basically like I did not go to CitizenCon, Tyler, but I did watch a bunch of it from TwitchCon. Like not like watch all of it, but like I got to see a bunch of people I know that were out there. Pyro's going to be in the preview channel soon enough. Scott with the 23 months of it.
This is the way.
Appreciate you, fam. Thank you much. All right, so we can slide in here very shortly, and I feel like it's about time to start watching some vids. I hope the flight home was good and quick. It was, and I knocked out for it, which made it even better. I was gone. I was like, "Ooh, look, a seat." It was a wrap. It was great. All right. What I'm looking for. Where's the thing? There was a specific thing that I was looking for and I cannot find it. It was on the Twitters. Where is it? It's in there. Oh, well, it might not be here and I gotta hunt for it. It's cool. Strange things happen. All right. Lucario, what up? We get that spinner? This is literally an Alienware spinner. I got it from the Alienware booth at TwitchCon. So like, what's cool about it is, like, you know, fidget spinners have a tendency to be perfectly weighted. This one is like metal. So like, it's not like plastic. It's like for real. Woke up at 8 after we left and the room was still spinning. Oh goodness. I woke up at 8, almost missed my flight. Thank goodness. Thank goodness the flight was delayed by an hour. I got to the airport. Literally, I got to my plane and was the third from the final passenger that sat down. Like I sat down and then they were like, the plane is fully boarded. And I was like, luckily I saw people walking in their seats still. So it wasn't me, but it was close enough to being me that it might have been me. So again, Tyler, I am focusing on CitizenCon. Like we cover some of the stuff that I got from TwitchCon as swag. We got more swag that we'll be showing off at some point soon. But I spent all weekend like having a great time, but also I was sad because it was like I wanted to go to CitizenCon too, so it sucked that they were the same one. The PC population is fixed. They're no longer just huddling in giant groups. What's this? Huh? You talking about the NPCs? Noise. What could have been you? I don't know. Also, what up, Cypher fam? Go show Cypher some love. If you haven't followed Cypher, please fix it. Good thing you made it, fam. I woke up at 8:10 and my flight was supposed to leave at like 9:09, and it was very close. It was very close. Don't know if I'll be able to watch. I saw the new character credit. He'll never leave it. Oh no, we will. Get in the airport. Oh yeah, I was almost like I almost missed my flight back home. Like I didn't set my alarm like a silly person because I got back to the hotel room and I was like, I picked up my phone and I was like, we can handle it. I was gone. So like I woke up. I woke up just in time to like shower, cram everything in my suitcase, close the suitcase, call the Uber while I was getting dressed. I got to the Uber in the last 30 seconds of like the timer, and then like I raised my hand to wave, and dude, I got a bing, canceled your drive. So like I had to wait 10 minutes to get another Uber, which got me to the airport, and like the line was long, but I had to check my bag, so I checked it, and then literally got like, thank goodness for pre-check. Thank you much for pre-check. It's so good. So good. So good. It was so good. Hope they stopped that. Want to meet y'all eventually. It happens. Appreciate you, Lucario. But yeah, got there. I literally got to my seat, and there was like 2 or 3 people that came behind me, and they were like, our plane is fully boarded. Please get seated. Buckle up. I was like, it was close. It was real close. But let's get into some of this Star Citizen video. Shaping the Verse, Future of Star Engine. Then yeah, it's 3:53 now. We definitely don't have time to watch everything that I want to watch because we won't even finish this video. I think, yeah, this is an hour-and-a-half video. It's 4 o'clock. We got enough time to finish this and maybe one other thing. So obviously I held the line. We can get that Squadron 42 video out because of reasons. At a major sad I was not there. It was majorly not the same to not have a Cypher. You were missed. Many people were like, yo, where's Cypher? Many people were like, yo, where's Lala? So like, next time. All right, so let's slide into some Star Citizen recaps of the goods. So first up, Shaping the Verse, the future of the Star Engine. Ooh, wrong tab. There it is. Ooh, I still got my referral code up here. And also right here. But what up? Bonjour,
CitizenCon.
Bonjour,
we are
sir.
so happy to be here. It's been so
Benoit?
long to see you guys physically and just being
Somebody
able to
knows.
interact. It's been fantastic
Somebody
so far, and
knows.
we're super excited about all this.
Leaving for
The
London
video
tomorrow.
you just watched
Boss.
outlined a lot of features in the Star Engine. It's a reminder of what makes this game so special. It's a
All right, for the
focus on
blueprint
fidelity.
stuff. What blueprint stuff?
I said
Is it in this?
It's a focus on immersion, and it's a focus on seamlessness, being able to go everywhere, and you're just there. The accomplishments from the tech teams at CIG have been numerous in building all the technology
Mike,
that
he'll never
allow
let it
you
down.
to run the game,
Which
and
Mike?
allow you to experience the same
Salty
things
Mike?
that we see in our dev setups. And so what we're about to see today is a deep dive into all these features. But first, I wanted to touch really quickly on this last year. We have launched persistence, or added persistence.
Salty Mike cried. Wait. He legitimately cried. In the base building video? Okay. Like tears of joy, I'm hoping. Damn. Just put some vibes out to that, man. What up, titties? So weird to say that name. I can't just say cowboy. I could. It's more fun to say titties.
In a rocky road this year, and I want to thank you guys for keeping on playing, giving us a hand, giving us good bug reports. It's been fantastic for us to improve the stability of the game. So thank you so much. You guys deserve a hand of applause. Thank you so much.
Y'all deserve a hand of applause, man. Quit playing. Quit playing. Quit playing.
I just want to touch on one bit, which is that all the people you will see in the next couple tech panels are really the best of their crafts in the world. They are infused by a value that we tremendously value at CIG, which is relentless.
Go watch some Star Citizen videos and then look at some
titties.
Like
can be made. That this vision
and it's great because that's your name, so like it just balances it out. So I'm not being lewd, I'm not being rude, I'm not being somebody who's just like,
I got one more thing to say.
Let's talk about a thing. Like no.
In all of the different panels that you'll see, all the updates. Everything that you'll see on screen,
Twizzlers.
It's a HUD, an
also,
NFD,
why would it be ill if they were Twizzlers, man? Twizzlers are great.
FPS weapons, everything. All of this.
Twizzlers are fantastic. Don't sleep on Twizzlers.
So as you watch the clips, you're going to see some differences. That's because this all comes from the freshest implementation that we have.
Original recipe, smoked shorty sausages.
We love to show you guys the work in progress. And so that's exactly what we're going to look at.
So depending on the audience you have.
And so without further ado, I'll leave you with Marco.
Let's watch Star Citizen with some glizzies.
We'll show you all the cool and amazing features of our engine and the challenges that we face. Thank you so much, guys.
Glizzies. I was right about what, Black Wolf?
Thanks, Benoit.
Also, to be fair, let's pause for a second. Hearing you were right always feels great, but very curious why. They said a lot more devs moved to the PU now that Squadron 42 is feature complete. CR have been saying it for years.
Hello, I am Marco Corbetta, VP of Technology.
Hello, Michael.
And we're going to talk about
Marco Corbetta.
Today. We have been developing Star Engine for many years with the goal of creating an online living universe. But creating a universe is not an easy task, and even more difficult to do everything seamless without any loading screens or invisible walls. And massive spaceships flying very fast, close to the terrain and objects, are pushing the limits of procedural generation and streaming. This is not a single-player game, so creating this universe online is making everything more challenging. We stream and generate physics on server on CPU, and we already support more than 100 players on a single server. More with server meshes.
Every game changes to it.
To support all this, the engine must do a lot of work every frame. So in a typical Star Engine frame update, we got up to 64 hardware threads.
One frame?
About 200 software ones, over 700,000 streamed in entities, and millions of entities overall in the solar system. About 150,000 updates per frame. We have over 200 vehicles, spaceships, and ground ones, over 2 million physical objects, over 100,000 objects generated per frame when flying over the terrain. We have many unique locations, streaming on demand in a seamless, gigantic space. Also, we are supporting many new features that we are going to showcase today. I'm going to start in introducing the new and improved Clouds and Fog, worked on by customers.
Hold on. Like, Clouds and Fog have already been gorgeous. Like, there's no need to go any farther. Like, if we were to quote Super Troopers, we can't go over any farther. Like, the Clouds and Fog have already been gorgeous. So, like, what?
Custom vendor in the R&D team. The first new feature is the light shafts.
What?
They are volumetric shadows from clouds cast into the atmosphere. They are truly volumetric and 3D, fully integrated. they are not just a post effect as it is usually done in games.
What?
With this, the atmosphere from an overcast sky gets darker. And this
Oh no,
is
I'm sure.
important
I'm
for
sure I'll see in the
planets
side by
and
sides, but more
locations
like
with
what?
bad weather.
They were already gorgeous.
Another component
You don't need to do
is
anything
the
else.
new ground fog.
You can chill out and you'll be
Follows the
fine.
terrain up to a specified elevation for different locations. It is also fully integrated into the atmosphere.
Let go.
It receives volumetric shadows from clouds and terrain
Sheesh.
that reduces the light scatter into the view ray. And in this video, we are showing all the features combined together.
Beautiful.
In
Okay, wait.
addition, we made many improvements to cloud shaping to
Ooh.
allow for more variation and details.
Ooh.
The shape noise blending, a vertical variation has been improved a lot.
That don't even look like a game, man. That looks like a helicopter, for real, for real. Yo. That was already pretty. Like, now this I can already see like this is gonna change completely.
Also, we made improvements to shorten long distance read, and the tiling is less visible.
Dude. Like, there is no need. There is no need. So uploaded UI, updated UI. I haven't seen the UI yet. Milan. Or is it Millant? Jeez Louise. This game is gorgeous. That is
And best of all, we are going to include all these new features and improvements in the next 3.22 release. Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, Cloud. I didn't watch CitizenCon. I was at TwitchCon. I wanted to watch it, but I was doing stuff. So I haven't seen much of anything. This is already bomb. I'm with it. I'm with it. Lego.
Hi everyone. So I'm Mike Snowden. I'm the director of visual effects.
And I'm Ali Brown, and the director
What up, Mike?
of graphics
What up,
and
Mike?
procedural tech.
What up, Mike? You heard? Are you mind blown? I'm already there.
Really happy to be here.
I go
Really
next
excited
year.
to show you.
Is your
We're
first
gonna
time
be
watching
showing
these?
Dynamic
Yes.
Fire in Star Engine.
I hope to go next year. Like, hopefully they're not on the same weekend as TwitchCon, because I want to go.
So Dynamic Fire is a driver for gameplay in both FPS and multi-crew experiences. It creates emergent sandbox gameplay, and it can be used by designers to craft very dangerous.
I did hear about Firefighter gameplay, so I'm already just like what?
Scenarios for players. And as you can see from the video, it gets very intense. Okay, so how do fires start in Star Engine? Well, there needs to be a source of ignition, and there are multiple ways in which it can occur.
Move again.
For example,
I
weapon
feel like
impacts or misfires,
if it happens again, ooh, wait a minute.
explosions or
CitizenCon was in LA this year, which means it's not likely to be in the US next year. I feel like they balance it out and they spread it out, so it's not like all US. So I feel like it's probably going to be, either UK or I imagine Germany. We'll see, because I don't feel like it's going to be in the US again.
damaged items,
Not so soon after
and the player
this
needs
one.
to be alert to their surroundings with fire and ever-present threat. If a fire does break out, you're going to see it dynamically propagate through the area, causing damage to environment and player.
Praying for Montreal,
At
actually.
this point,
Nice.
the player needs to limit the damage, of course. by
So enjoyable
extinguishing
watching all
the
these posts,
fire,
discover what we've known for years.
any way that
Right.
they can.
Every time there's a
So in
major
doing
update for Star
so,
Citizen,
they're gonna
people are
need
like,
to wear
okay, what is this
protective
game I've been
clothing
hearing
to
things
protect
about?
them from extreme heat.
Might be
They're
great.
going to need to wear
And
clothing
I'm like, well,
helmet
let me tell
to
you a
protect
thing.
them from smoke inhalation, poor oxygen levels. And there's actually multiple ways the fire can be extinguished, including the removal of heat.
Can we get an
for example,
exclamation
using the fire
SC
extinguisher,
on Twitch
which
chat, please, and
is my
thanks.
personal favorite. It's a lot of fun doing that. The removal of
What?
oxygen, For example, locking off the area, venting the oxygen, creating a vacuum. Or simply, the fire's burned so fiercely that it's done everything it needed to do. There's nothing left for it to destroy. And if you let it get this bad, it's probably time to consider repairing your ship.
Okay, so how do we achieve this from the technical perspective? Well, the first thing the artists and designers do is they mark up their scene to tell us what physical properties each surface is made from, whether it's wood.
That's a lot of marking.
But not only on the surface, we have to describe what is behind the surface. You might see a metal panel on your spaceship, but has it got cladding or wiring behind it? It's important we know all this so we know how flammable it is. Then after this, we have to define all the physical properties that go with these surfaces. So, for example, what the mass is, the energy density, combustion temperature, air-fuel ratio. And we use all these physical properties and we sum them up in each voxel, which is a 1 by 1 meter cube. And then once we have these voxels, this forms the basis of our simulation.
Jeez.
So then
I love how open they are on all this.
We look for source
every time.
ignition and then work. So here's our debug mode that shows us what.
I am not doing them in any order, Talja. This is the first video I've seen of anything at CitizenCon. I was going to watch this and then possibly the Squadron 42 I Held the Line trailer. So, like, I don't know anything about anything. This is the first thing we've seen out of CitizenCon, because otherwise I'd basically have to go to the Twitch VODs and then, like, scroll the VODs. So,
and you can
all
see
this is fresh.
Squares enlarging to show us where the fire is spreading. For each of these voxels, we're tracking the fire, the temperature, fuel remaining, the amount of smoke, and the fire is propagating via convection and radiation, which are both accurately simulated. And it's consuming the gases and producing the knock-on products as well as it goes. And because we're using a proper simulation, like Mike mentioned, when you vent a room, not only are you removing the oxygen and putting the fire out, but if the temperature remains the same, if oxygen is reintroduced, the fire will reignite and it will continue burning, just like it would in real life.
This is ridiculous.
So what's next for this? So our focus has been on interiors.
Big recommend. Which one is it? The
all interior spaces really, and this voxel grid really helps.
Because is it on YouTube yet? Because right now I'm watching YouTube vids. Otherwise I have to go scroll through the Twitch VODs. Oh, we're watching that one later.
Vastness of them. We have to transfer this over the network and simulate it slightly differently, and we also have to render it at scale. But the way we've done it, the core tech we've used, we should be able to scale this up quite easily. So that's going to be our next focus.
Okay, so how do we create realistic dynamic fire visuals in Star Engine?
Enlighten us.
Well, we start with the simulation, as just described by Ali, and this gives us the data we need to drive the visuals. Then we bring in the burn shader. So this can be applied to static environments, and we have a lightweight version of the shader for entities, which is kind of based on the dirt shader and wear. Then we've got the glow, which is an animated surface decal shader for static environments. This is where we start to bring in some nice motion. And then we bring in the GPU particles, which are spawning from voxels and in screen space. Obviously, these are doing a lot of the work visually.
You got that glow.
Then we bring in the lights. These are spawned for clusters of voxels as opposed to per voxel as an optimization. A cluster being a representation of voxels close to each other.
Segment's got up on his. Nice. Thanks for the heads up.
And then we bring in
I did not see the new. Wait. They got dreads in the game now?
Volumetric fog. The smoke fills the room and it goes up to the ceiling before filling the rest.
You may have to open the game. If it's live now, we may have to open the game today.
So to finish,
see the U.S. Navy using this fire tech to train sailors. Oh yeah, I get the feeling they're going to.
Thank you.
I get the feeling they're going to do a lot of licensing out of this tech. It's too good to not license it out. Because it's too good to not license it out, which is genius. Also, moving forward, don't tell me anything about CitizenCon because I want to get there when we get there in game. Yo, I think I saw a little bit of this on Twitter. I feel bad that I would have to put it on the stream cloud because I literally regularly ask people to not. Like, that is gorgeous. How many missions that are going to be fire missions is going to be wow. Of course you got to pick up the Pico. That is gorgeous.
Thanks very much, everyone. Thank you.
Absolutely gorgeous.
Hello, everyone. I'm Will Hain. I'm here to talk about water in Star Engine.
That was the happiest I'm here to talk about water I've ever heard anybody say. That's great.
So, water is
I'm
a
here to
huge
talk about
part
water.
of both of our
Let
games,
go.
Star Citizen, Squadron Force 2, and we wanted to give it a major upgrade. We were going to set 3 ideas that we wanted to impart on our water. We want it to look as good as possible, obviously. We want it to look realistic. We want it to be beautiful. We want it to be in motion constantly. It should always be moving and always be reacting to everything around it, whether that be players or objects or vehicles. And we wanted this to work on the whole scales of all of Star Citizen, all the way down from footprints in puddles to enormous ships crashing into the ocean. I'm going to talk about our updates to the water rendering first, and then we'll move on to that other stuff I discussed. So first of all, the water shaders, particularly the ocean and the river ones, were in dire need of a major upgrade. They were currently using a technique called deferred shading, which is really fast and fantastic for opaque objects, but does not.
I know it's pixel off, but I also just threw it up there to make it work.
So the first step that we made was to transition.
Also, in scenes like this,
shading.
you can't see it.
That allowed us to introduce more physically based techniques, such as proper lighting, reflection, and refraction. It allowed us to integrate the atmosphere properly into our water lighting setup.
Well, this
and it also
CitizenCon.
meant that we could get more fun techniques, such as wave
light scattering,
backlight scattering, as adding better foam rendering, which includes halftone blending, surface haze, and much more detailed bubbles on the individual.
It is CitizenCon, Levi. I was not there, but I'm rewatching.
In this particular screenshot, you can see the icebergs in the near frame. You can see
we
the
haven't
refracting the iceberg underneath. It's correctly refracted. In the mid frame, you can see that the iceberg is reflected back onto the water. That is now accurate. We weren't doing that properly before. Here you can see our accurate water lighting from this really beautiful screenshot of the...
Hi. If you would come into any one of my broadcasts and say Star Citizen is a long con, when they literally just announced that the second game that they're developing alongside the MMO is now feature complete and is going into the polishing phase, how the can you say that with a straight face? Because the second game that they're making, while they're making the MMO that we've all been able to play for years, they're making that game and another game, and that game is feature complete, and they're going to polish it to make it look great, so that way when people play it, they gravy. So if you would say
Star Citizen is a long con,
that is patently, literally untrue.
Gladius over the water. I love this one. So
these are our stories.
This is the objects under the water are being correctly lit, which is new. And then we are applying the lighting changes from the specular highlights on the surface, and also considering the lighting from the suspended particles in the water, depending on how deep and dense the water is, which gives us this really beautiful effect. This screenshot just looks good, but what is going on is that it's demonstrating.
It's kind of the worst con ever. Yeah, like typically cons are supposed to be like, I take your money. If I was a con artist, for example, like a con artist would say, "Oh, look, money, thanks, buy," and then produce nothing. If you're calling Star Citizen a scam or a con, they're the worst at it, because cons require nothing. Like they result in nothing. Anybody who could say or try to say
it's vaporware.
Vaporware, if you don't understand the term, is basically describing a game that has been in development for years and years, but no major updates have come out and nobody's ever going to play it. That's how vaporware works. I've been playing this vaporware for 8 years. So, nah. The only thing a little shady about SIG is the funding model, but it's totally optional, so I don't care. I feel like that, for me, it's not even shady. It is typically games get developed and big publishers put big money into smaller studios so that those studios have enough funding to finish making the game that they need to make. With the way that this game works, they started a Kickstarter and they just kept that process. So technically we are the publishers. So they're making a game and then providing nonstop Kickstarter awards, essentially. That's it. If you buy anything else, you don't have to. You just want to continue supporting the project. That's it. So I love having these conversations because to kind of enlighten people, because I know a lot of people don't know that. People can only call Star Citizen this game if ever even they release. In Squadron 42, they'll find another reason to say people that bought into it were scammed. I feel like that is slowly changing as they release more. Like once we get to the release of Squadron 42 and then a bunch of devs get moved into Star Citizen and we start to see the PU explode, many of those people who were just like,
this game is a scam,
are going to be playing like,
this game is pretty.
And then that's just going to be the end of it. That's how it works. We'll find out.
And the water are sorting properly. This
Mark
looks
my words.
like everything is
Gonna
normal,
happen.
but it's challenging to implement with forward-rendered water and proper ray march clouds like we have in game.
So the
Props
human
to
bad guy
Alan
at the
who
end of
worked
Squadron 42 is
on all
Derek
of
Smart?
this. I did the next bit.
No, because then he
And
would
here we can
technically
see
have
the
to be
waves
paid
have
by
light
SIG.
scattering. See how the sun is coming across the back of those waves? It's lighting up the suspended particles in them. It just looks gorgeous. Here we have the multi-layered
Which Tyler, who's that?
foam, and from a distance we have both surface foam and subsurface foam rendering correctly, looking really, really nice. I've just got a video here before and after. First of all, this is our lakes on Stanton 4. Next we have water volumes on Horizon. There you go. This last demo, this is a clear.
Let's go back a little bit.
Got a video here before and after. First of all, this is our lakes on Stanton 4.
Damn.
Next we have water volumes on Horizon. There you go. This last demo, this is a Clio.
Oh wow,
system.
that's
This is what it kind of looks
powerful.
like in game, and I think you'll agree. Pretty
Yo!
dramatic Clio on the Stanton system. This is what it currently looks like in game, and I think you'll agree. Pretty dramatic
It's
difference.
actually going to look like an ocean. Holy crap.
So the next bit that I want to talk to you, that me and the team at Planet Tech and Graphics have been working on, is of course water surface simulation. This has been an absolute pleasure to work on. So we had a few aims for this. We wanted it to be multi-input. We want physics to influence this. We want our MFX system to influence this. We want bullets. We want everything. We want high concurrency. You guys, it's a sandbox game. You're going to break it. You're going to stick 1,000 picos in our puddles. It's got to work. And it's got to be scalable. It's got to work from the tiny scales to the footprints in the puddles all the way up to, as I said, giant ships crashing into the ocean. So the technique that we chose for this is a form of surface wave propagation. It's GPU-based.
It's only a scam because there's no product or a clear release date out yet. It's still an alpha, but yes, if they ship Squadron 42 soon in the year, we should see people coming back. I want to talk about that sentence in particular, not as anything against you, but like, no product would mean that you couldn't play Star Citizen right now. That's why I feel like saying that it's a scam now is like saying it's vaporware now, because it's not really a scam. That just means that they haven't made a release date, because that would mean that any game that has been announced that is not released or has a set release date, like for example, Elder Scrolls 6. Elder Scrolls 6 is not a scam. They've announced it. We haven't seen anything about it, but unlike every other developer in existence, we can't like go pick up and play Elder Scrolls 6 right now to see where they're at currently. You can with this. That's all it comes down to. Big difference. And that's why that's the only reason I even speak on it. I understand where you're coming from with the KVN, but it's like, for me, like that is a big differential that I feel like a lot of people sleep on. Because if it was, GTA 6 Alpha, like, gimme. I would play all the GTA 6 Alpha if I had access to GTA 6 Alpha. Because GTA. Let's see. We'll meet at Port Tressler or Checkmate Station tonight, right? Playing for 6 years. How's there no product? I mean, final product. I can understand people wanting a final product or release date on the final product. But again, we are the publishers for this. Unlike every major game that has a separate publisher, the publisher funds the game. And once they say, nah, I'm good, release this game now. That's why so many games launch with bugs. We are the publishers. We are the ones that fund most of Star Citizen's development. Therefore, they're beholden to us. So I'd say we're good. Invest in their product and its footage demonstration of that. True facts. And what up, T-Cleve? Good to see you. Good to finally meet you in person, man. Straight into a bunker with 8 turrets. My ship is in pain and pieces. We're watching that after we get done watching this, KVR.
highly realistic at a low cost, and it can be scaled for waves of different amplitudes.
Wait, I expect the financial model to change from ship sales to engine licenses. I don't think that's going to be the case. I think once we get to launch, they're just selling the game. Squadron 42 is going to be $60. Star Citizen is going to be $60. They said that ages ago. So that's what I expect, because that's what they told us we're getting. Right.
So we can have.
So I feel like we could literally
right
talk about the semantics of that all day, and it wouldn't change.
Here.
So we're going to keep
have the
pushing.
player walking through the puddle. As you can see, as he steps, you get a bigger ripple. But even as he's stepping, the toe is being dragged through the water and moving the water accurately. This is not a cop-out. We're doing this in 3D. You see as I'm jumping. And then this next demo, we're going to fire some bullets. This is a bit loud, this one.
Okay.
Right, the one more thing that we had to look at. So it's all well and good, this working on a puddle, but Star Citizen is not made of puddles. It's made of oceanic planets. It's made of everything. We needed to make this multi-scale.
Tarkov stream win?
We wanted the water near and far, not just in a square
wait, is this
around
a
the
new...
camera. We wanted lots and lots at once. The solution we picked was
Showcase. Yes, Aiden, they had CitizenCon this past weekend, which is their Star Citizen convention, and we are recapping the things that they covered over the weekend that I didn't get the chance to see.
What is colliding where and what resolution we need at what parts of the screen. We can optimize this very heavily to make sure that you get what you want to see at the right time. We still need to get that information onto the water, though, and that's a bit trickier. So what we devised is yet another set of regions. Now, the regions are slightly different. The simulation regions need to happen wherever something is contacting the water, and that needs to happen regardless as to whether you can see it, because if there's a collision going on there, I look away, and then I look back. If it stops going and has to restart, that looks bad.
Yeah, we could argue the semantics on that all game. Let's not even bother.
So we have these new regions which cover all water in view, and the beauty of this is that we can use this for multi-input and multi-output systems. Anything can influence our water,
is this not going away?
Simulation, whether it be weather, whether it be VFX. And then anything can be affected by water now. So the water rendering.
No worries, Aiden. Thanks for asking.
But then we can also spawn VFX particles from wave crests. We can add screen space effects. We can have a line across your visor. We don't have this yet, but it's accurate.
Remember me?
To the displaced water in front
every
of
time.
you. We've got this technology now, so we can use it to influence
the job
any
for them.
of our work going forward.
True.
And here's a really good video of some of it in action. I'll let that.
I love how they
non-stop. Debug mode. Essentially, we're moving a sphere of.
Give tech demos during these. It's so good.
And as you see, if we pan out a bit, we make our sphere a bit bigger, we get a much.
I've seen nothing about here yet, Kavion.
Spawning the foam properly. It looks really nice. Really happy with this one.
That is huge. Like, just seeing the difference.
So what I'm going to do in a second is I'm going to turn on the debug mode so you can.
Fam, this is wild because this is, yes, it's a space game, but it's a space game that's going to take place on planets. They didn't have to do all this with water. They could have left water entirely alone. Like, that shows us, like, what a jet ski would look like trailing water or breaking the surface of the water, and then what a boat would look like breaking the surface of the water. And now I get the feeling they're going to do something ridiculous at an even higher level. All right, so let's unfull screen and then refull screen and then.
You can see where the regions are. You see, we've got these.
Confirmed. Oh no, not at all. I'm talking about the size of the box, the ball they're using.
The shore there, there's a big cluster of text. That is a whole bunch of other regions because there's some stuff.
Those are like yacht sizes. No, just principle of the thing.
And as you see, these scale properly. We can add the results.
Oh yeah, the cloth physics
simulation together.
Quick vid.
And they influence and interact with one another accurately. You see those big waves crashing over the little sim there. It works pretty nicely.
Instantaneous, fam.
But I'll just let that video play out.
What?
So, what does that look like when we bring it all together? What's it going to look like in game? Now,
especially if you have good game tech background,
actually,
right?
I think this video does a little bit more justice to it, so I'm just going to let that play out for you.
Oh, Smash is going to have a blast with this. How soon until we see a Smash vid where she's doing nothing but low flying over oceans? Freshwater? Yes, we don't do salt water. It's too much.
Look at the gladiators. And from the cockpit perspective,
that is gorgeous.
Water droplets on the glass, thrown up from the water sim. This is what I'm talking about using multi-output.
They didn't have to do any of this, man. They didn't have to do any of this, man. Any of this. None of this. They had to do none of this
And that's us. Thank you so much, CitizenCon. Handing back over to Ali.
So good. Like what? Oui. I say oui. Yes, excusez.
Hello again.
Hello again.
So,
Tears.
yeah, I'm here to talk to you today
Be
about
crying
a
in
few
game?
other graphical things we've got coming in.
What do you have in
I'm
there?
really
Cherry
proud of the
barbs,
work we've
X-ray
done on the
Tetras,
fire and the water.
couple
They've
Harlequin
got
Rasbora,
amazing features.
and then
a few smaller features and a few
clown plecos and a mystery
R&D
snail.
features were coming in on the visual side. This first one, something we wanted for cinematics and telling a story, but also to tie into our active feature system, which is to get the face to tell a little bit more story on our characters. So this blood, sweat, and tears system is something we implemented recently, and it allows us to use a GPU particle simulation, which we project onto the face, and then we integrate it into the skin shader so we can get realistic reflection and refraction of water on your face. And we even
That is
make
wild.
the skin go a little bit redder to simulate the extra blood flow when you're tired or upset.
Filters and carbon, like the carbon in the filters helps considerably.
Animation is completely dynamic. We have complete control over everything. We can keyframe every single tear if we want
Whoa.
to. And we can even simulate blood, like here.
Man, the meta gameplay is going to be next level with this.
So next thing I want to talk about is our scope shader. Design came to me telling me that they really wanted to up the game with our rifle scopes. They weren't quite good enough. They didn't really feel realistic for them. And they thought it was a real core part of the first-person shooter experience. So to give you an idea of what we used to do, we have these used to use these type of fake scope meshes, which you see here, which is where we type of slice the scope in half so you can see through it. And sometimes you put these big black planes around them to obscure your vision. And we put a bit of glass on the front of it, but there was nothing really to tell you that it was a lens. So we've worked on a new scope shader, which is now going to be on all of our scopes moving forwards. And I'll give you a quick show of what that looks like in game.
I love the amount of videos they have when they do these.
We're going to see it's got a infinite projected red dot scope sight. We've got lens distortions. You can see this little refraction and bending of light on it.
Okay.
You see it works when you don't have to be actually holding the rifle for it to work. We've got a correct emulation of eye relief on the scope.
What?
So we have the blur, distortions, chromatic aberration, and then we've also got support for digital displays like this one, which has light amplification and has support for EMPs. If you get an EMP, you're going to have the display's going to get distorted.
Let's go.
So we're quite proud of this. We think it's going to give a much better, more realistic simulation of the scopes in the game. And I think I've kind of mentioned before, but it's not a fake effect. It applies to our scopes no matter where they are. You don't have to be using the scope. You could look down somebody else's scope and see the same thing. It's fully integrated into it, so it's really quite proud of that.
Come on. How?
Next feature I want to talk about, hopefully if any of you have a HDR monitor and you've been playing 320, hopefully you've given a go of the HDR feature. We're really proud of this.
I don't know how to get it to a showcase right on stream, so I'm not going to bother yet.
Some strong feedback about we want extra black level control, so we're going to be adding that for you. So make sure you can tweak the image exactly how you want. And there's a great user guide on Spectrum as well if you want to know how to get the best out of it, because it's not always a straightforward text to get the best out of. Just to give you an insight of how this works, we've got something called Unified Tone Mapping Curve, and this is the process where we map the real-life colors of real-life intensities of light onto what your monitor can display. And rather than having an SDR mode and HDR mode, we have like a smooth system where we can blend between SDR and HDR depending on the peak brightness of your monitor. We also pay a lot of attention to make sure we preserve the colors and the hues to keep an accurate image for the artist, and especially for skin tones. We don't want them turning red or white or doing anything bizarre.
Okay.
Just one thing to mention, we've got some content adjustments that will be ongoing. We've got a lot of content in Star Citizen. It takes a little bit of time to make sure we balance everything so it doesn't look too dim or look like a supernova.
That's cool that they have a system spec
Next
tool
thing I
now.
mentioned, temporal upscaling. This
I didn't know they
been
did that.
for a long time, and we're proud to finally get it into your hands. We've got 3 different techniques we're going to be implementing. We've got CIG.
FSR2?
We've got our own temporal super resolution.
And
solution called
DLSS?
TSR. We've got AMD's Fidelity FX Super Resolution 2, and we've got NVIDIA's DLSS 2 as well. They each have different characteristics and hardware requirements and trade-offs, so it's important to get you all 3 so you could have a choice of what you want to look.
What?
On the left here, I've just got a zoom in from
That's
one of our
ridiculous.
outposts. That's no anti-aliasing for people that really love to see jagged edges. The center one is our TSA, which is what you've got in the current release today. And on the right-hand side is TSR without doing upscaling. And this is going to be replacing the TSA solution. And this gives us better quality and more stable image and hopefully much less ghosting. We can use our TSR to do upscaling. Here's the example of how it looks at each resolution. And similar results from AMD's FSR.
Gotta watch it.
And some numbers here, which
Jagged Edge is bomb.
Pour over later, but basically we can get about 2 times GPU.
Meet me at Port Olisar with your new ship.
Obviously, if your CPU limited,
we gon' wreck everybody up out there in
we also intend to look at frame generation techniques like FSR-free and DLSS-free, but these are going to come a bit later. We're going to focus on GPU performance, getting that up first. Frame generation isn't really applicable unless you've got a really good performance first. Some other quick updates. We've got the screen space shadows as added to Alpha 320. It gives us some extra detail in our shadows across characters, and it's particularly on planets, it helps a lot. And we've also got a new texture and mesh streaming engine that helps us get as much possible detail as we can onto your VRAM. On your
seeing some of the tech stuff the teacher side of you is getting mind blown or what? Yes, very much so, because they give great presentations
to make sure we can get
every
the
year.
Best possible results.
Shadow Prime, what up?
We've also got some more streaming improvements coming in the next release. Just to give you a quick show of what the screen space shadows mean, here we've got a planet with no shadows. I think it's Microtech. The shadow maps, so you see these, the normal shadow maps that fill in half the scene. But then when we get the screen space shadows, you look in the top of the screen or in the...
Trouble Magnet, welcome back. 91 months, fam. That is a lot of sub-support. Appreciate you. Actually feel confident PU progress is about to speed up quite a bit. Fam! Just because you said that, I gotta say it again. I feel like Black Wolf told me that I was right earlier in the thing that I've been saying regularly. I feel like you and I are the only ones that got that Jagged Edge reference. It had to be, because nobody else mentioned it. Right, blah, blah. Oh, okay, cool. Appreciate the heads up. But no, I've been saying for years that the minute Star Citizen or Squadron 42 is done, they are going to be moving the dev team to Star Citizen. I've been saying this for so long. It was you, my bad. I just know it was said, and I remember it was a K. So thank you for clarifying. My apologies. But either way, like, the idea that the thing that I've been saying, I've been telling people as an educated guess, since I understand how games work, they already got the staff. They're going to move that staff to the other game. Watch. And then hearing it, I didn't see it, but like hearing the concept of it makes me so happy. And it's like, that's what the is up. I've been telling people about that for ages, because it would be silly for them to fire people when none of the games are done. Come on, they're going to move people. They're going to move people. They're going to move people. And the fact that they've been doing it for the last month and a half, don't let anybody tell you I don't know what I'm talking about. Don't let them. Don't let them.
Next up, just want to talk about planets for a little bit.
Done. Ready to merge. See?
So we've got quite a lot of R&D.
I've been telling people the same thing. There's a lot of ships and a lot of stuff that is in Squadron 42 that we don't get yet because Squadron 42 ain't live. When Squadron 42 goes live, the PU is going to blow up. Oh, Captain Jimmy Dean. Kahida. What up? It's been a minute. How you been? Wish you could make CitizenCon. Hope you had a great Twitch hunt. I did. It was a great time, fam. Show some love in the chat to Captain Jimmy Dean. Captain Jimmy Dean is like one of the OGs of the stream. Like, legitimately, when I started, Captain Jimmy Dean's been here.
R&D in progress. First thing, we've got 2 new pieces.
They need them for episode 2 either way. True. I've been great.
Virtual terrain texturing.
They might be publicizing a lot for the Star Engine changes, considering Unity Unreal Engine changes. But yeah, there's going to be a lot of people updating their CPUs when these games changes come out. Yup. I might have to update my CPU. What I'm surprised about is that SM seems to be about ready to launch, or Star Marine, or Squadron 42. Or are you talking about Star Marine? Seems to be ready to launch near Squadron 42. Haven't watched the Twitch in ages, so you watched this and took it as a sign. Smart. Welcome back. After party was a great time. I'm so mad because if I would have thought about it, I would have like not had as many days at TwitchCon, and I would have gone to both like Smash did. That would have been great. But at the same time, I had a blast. Plus, me flagship members will probably go super crazy on Star Citizen, including you. Hunter has been crazy in the Star Citizen, which makes me very happy. CPU is confirmed to no longer be gated or held back by Squadron 42. So we're about to get a huge push in features. Oh, guaranteed. I've been saying all of this for so long. It makes me so happy to see it start to come to fruition. Hope people preparing the Squadron 42 don't cause a GPU outage. Yeah. 2,000 plus devs working on Squadron 42. Glad they're finally wrapping up the devs so they can give Star Citizen their full attention. It's going to go brazy real soon. I'm so excited.
It's quite a technical detail, but what this means for you is we're
Pyro by the end of the year.
Let's go. Or no popping at all. And we're going to achieve this by moving all the calculations to the GPU. And we'll be reusing the same patch-based system that Will talked about in his water presentation.
So excited about it.
And it should give you major CPU savings as well. So I'm quite looking forward to getting this in. Another benefit is that it's going to give us the ability to add more complicated logic on, so we can do more diverse and interesting tools.
Virtual terrain texturing. Generate terrain on GPU as textures rather than meshes. Use the same patch system as water tech. No or vastly reduced popping. Significant CPU savings on client. Maybe people won't have to upgrade their processors after all.
Terrain, like things like, we don't have beaches at the moment. We'll be able to achieve that.
1,300.
Other similar things where, based on the local conditions, we're able to do more advanced decision making. Next thing we want to look at, which is probably the thing we asked about the most, is our scattering.
2,000 what they want to get it to. Damn. So they still got like 700 people to hire? Sheesh.
Rocks down in the world. We're going to, again, move this to 100% to the GPU. And that should let us have vastly longer draw distances right up until the horizon and much better performance. So we'll finally get rid of the dreaded pop of trees coming in for you. We also have to integrate it with our harvestable system.
100% on GPU.
Awesome fire system you just saw a minute ago. Another point is it's going to be a hierarchical-based system, which what that means is we'll be able to use nearby vegetational rocks to influence what other vegetation rocks can grow or will show up. And this lets us produce much more complicated rule sets, so we can do things like have a tree that maybe underneath it doesn't have any grass, or maybe certain trees come together in clumps.
Not yet. First, not yet. Also, what up? Good to see you, fam.
Vegetation. And final thing we want for planets is we want to be able to build them much easier, much faster, and we want to make sure they are truly unique. At the moment, our planets are unique. However, they are built from type of tile sets, like pre-built things that get mixed and matched together and blended in complicated ways so that you don't see the repetition. But it's not truly unique, not in the same way that the Grand Canyon might be, or the River Nile, or Mount Everest. And that's what we want. So to get that, we need to replicate the
I had a fantastic
natural
weekend.
processes
Appreciate
on
you,
Earth, like
what up, Krista? How you doing?
climate erosion, and these things aren't trivial. So we've got three options. We've got offline tools, Houdini, TerraGen, things like this. We could simulate all these processes in the engine. But we've started some R&D a few months ago on whether we can use machine learning to do some of this. So just to give you
quite a break from Star Citizen. I mean, we literally played Star Citizen last week.
If you just start with some random input here, it's just like some noise.
We played in the summer. Every now and then, I take a 2 to 3 month break from Star Citizen because I realize that I have a tendency to play a lot of it. And with it not being done, I know that I have a certain level to stop, right? I have to stop, otherwise I overdo it. And when I overdo it, I get burnt out on a game. I don't want to get burnt out on Star Citizen, so I got to be easy about it. It was great to meet you as well. Appreciate you stopping in. Also, the fit was super colorful. Well played. Wrong button. There it is. Well played. Fit was getting it. I was going to take breaks. Oh, I have to. Number of devs changed. They hire a lot of people, but overall they have around 2K people working for SIG worldwide. That's bomb.
A temporary simulation, so we can type of get a more reasonable approximation of simulation at different altitudes.
Those limitations. Oh yeah, I got it.
And then what we do is we categorize all this.
And you got burnt out on World of Warships. To be fair, I lived nonstop in World of Warships for a long time.
What is a forest?
I've earned that.
And this part is crucial. So this is the input for our machine learning algorithm.
Patch cycles around 2 or 3 months and not much new content. You have to take breaks.
Yep. Or we could just randomize the noise to get a different set of images. And then what we do is we take the large data sets we already have from Earth,
just helped during the
Mars,
11-year development.
Moon.
So many other good games like Baldur's Gate 3. Yeah, still play Warframe. We literally played Warframe during TennoCon.
Grasslands and things like
leading
this.
up to TennoCon.
And by training,
and we're waiting for
the
next update as well as Soulframe.
And then push just that, and then we can get these lovely height maps.
Go back. Oh yeah.
Really
self-care is very important. Self-care is the key.
Here, this is the height map. So the
custom diffusion neural network.
Rivers and valleys, and this had zero art input aside from this image, which is a very nice result. It's early days.
Pre-categorized Earth data.
Called a custom diffusion neural network. It's like I said, it's pre-trained on Earth data, and it's been built up in patches so that it just doesn't become too expensive to build. And the little circular patches get like added together, and to avoid any seams.
Water's going. I need more.
And just to help you visualize it, I've just put some colorization on it to show you where like snow and beaches
See what
might
you
be,
did there,
and
C
the
player.
left around the planet to give you a better sense so it doesn't look quite so abstract.
C players puns
this
are
is
always
very
top
early
notch.
days, this stuff,
Did
but
do the
we're
fire propagation
hopeful
yet?
this
Yes,
will
we saw
be
it.
helping the future of how
Captain
we build
Mike
planets
Sparrow.
quickly and efficiently.
This is the tale.
Of Captain Mike Sparrow, yelling DJ when they come in
The
the
last thing I want to talk
stream.
about today is our Gen 12 renderer and Vulkan. This has been ongoing for quite some time, taking a lot longer
That is
than we would
hilarious,
like,
Kavion.
but we're finally getting to the end
Whoa,
of
whoa, 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 Vulcan, you say? Multi-threaded commandless recording, aiming for at least 2 times faster CPU render submission, better control of GPU memory, latest GPU features with ray tracing. Fam, ray tracing in Star Citizen is gonna be stupid. That's gonna be dumb, big dumb stupid, and I am excited about it. Let's go.
this long journey. For those who don't know, the reason this was being implemented is largely for performance. We're going to be getting at least 2 times better performance on our CPU submission for rendering, which is often the bottleneck for the game. So that will directly, hopefully, translate to performance improvements.
Fam.
We also get better control of memory with advanced GPU features like resizable bar. And it also opens the door for some things like ray tracing and new mesh shaders.
Oh, we saw the light bar,
We've
the
got a
light
video of
shafts.
the Vulkan running.
That was where it started. There's
Live
more
capture,
lighting,
so,
more lighting. I'm gonna be
just
surprised with that as
this,
well.
but it's, yeah, it's all working fine now. There's a couple of hitches in performance, so we can't quite release it yet, but we're looking into them.
Path tracing's the real deal. Yeah, but like
few performance issues and
path
stability
tracing is
issues and
still in
hopefully
its
we can-
infancy as far as like adoption. Ray
So,
tracing is
like I said,
like
one
still a
thing,
thing
or
that
one of the
like
things we really
plenty of
were
people
interested in
can't
by
run
implementing
smoothly.
Vulkan was to get
So if they
support for-
went straight and skipped ray tracing and went straight to path tracing, because I feel like if it's not, I want to say Cyberpunk had something in it that sounded like path tracing. So like since it's still a baby, let it be a baby. All the talk feels like, oh look, shinies, you got to update your PC gear. Basically, thought that was a new text they were going to use, not proprietary ray tracing. I mean, I don't know. I just know that it all looks great.
New
It all is very pretty, and I'm
one of the
excited
big
every
ones
time
is
I
ray
look
tracing.
at what they're
So
doing
with that, I
because
wanna
it's
hand you
all
over to Ben, who's gonna
bomb.
talk about some of our lighting.
It's all very bomb, very impressive. Very good. Very good. Hi, let's go, Mohawk. Let's go. Let's
I'm
go.
Ben Parry, and this is Global Illumination.
Yeah. Globally loom.
So, as Ali just said, moving over to the Vulkan renderer, and now that that's fully online, we've got access to hardware ray tracing on the GPUs that have support for it. And the best thing to do with
Also,
hardware
we
ray
can't even get
tracing
the tech
would
for
be
ray
to
tracing. I feel
create
like
a new
part of it is not that people can't get it, it's just that it's expensive for a lot of people because it's still new-ish. It's new enough that even the biggest and best cards just got to the point where they could play ray traced games at 60 frames. And you got to spend stupid money for those.
updated global
They're so tense.
illumination system for us to use.
I mean, if you're not used to standing in front of people and talking,
Now I'm here to
sometimes
give
you got
you
to be
a fairly
tense.
early preview of the work that we've done so far. But
No
first off, I'm
tense.
just going to simplify some things and ask what
Yes,
is
Eldridge.
global illumination.
Yes.
Well, you can break the lighting in a game down to 3 components. First off, you've got direct lighting. That's not global illumination, but that's the sun, lights in the level, that kind of thing. Next up, you've got diffuse global illumination. Now that's
Speaking of the global
like a whole
illumination,
hemisphere,
yeah, these
like
are these are
soft lighting
devs.
that affects the entire, that takes from the entire scene and lights up the pixel. And then finally, you've got glossy GI and reflections. That's like your shiny surface glints, your
So
mirror
high on
reflections,
Kobe.
that kind of thing. And now all of those combine together to form one glorious penguin. Now,
I love how they actually that is such an important thing, right? Like this is, as again, former educator here. They explained each type of lighting and then showed them all combined into the same thing. That is beautiful because that's obviously somebody who knows well what they're talking about and they've broken it down well enough to enlighten people and as to why it's important. So good. That is so good. I get excited about this sort of thing. Sorry in advance. Can't help it.
Now
It's
for the
what
rest of
we
this
do here.
presentation, we're specifically talking about this guy, the diffuse penguin.
Penguin.
Glossy GI has actually been disabled in all the videos, even the old
The
old
companies won't let the
system
devs spend
videos
time and
don't
money
show
to
the
work on this sort of
glossy
stuff.
GI
Yep,
here,
and they
just
just
to
do it
comparison.
regularly.
First off, we've got a video from Chris Campbell.
Bahi, what up? I see you with the follow, Bob from upstairs. Siphon Reality, speaker, numbers, 074178. I don't know what those numbers supposed to mean. Slay J, appreciate those follows, by the way. Thank you much. Just need to add bounce lighting too. I feel like they're gonna just randomly throw something in and be like, "Hey, we did this 6 months ago." Oh, yeah, that thing you were thinking about? No, we did that, and you just didn't know that it was done already. Ray trace global illumination, current cube math lighting, new ray trace global illumination. We gonna get it. You wanna be up, you tryna be in, you gotta get rushed. Look at that baby carrot. I got one of those in my eye. Let go, let go. Experiencing box versus these lighting effects is going to come together a lot more nicely over the next year. Yerp.
RTX on. FSR engaged.
I love how they literally put it side by side so you get to see all of it. It's like, this is what we are currently playing in game, just in case. There you go. Oh no, I was just basing off the comment, Chris. If you look right above you, RTX on. I was just saying that because funny.
So next up,
I mean, it's a smart move, Kevion.
How are we doing it? How does the tech work? I'm just going to dig into that just a little bit. So we're closely based on AMD's recent paper, GI 1.0. We're probably going to build on top of that, but at the moment we're quite close to it. We ray trace against
basically first
world so that we get like smoother lighting for the.
Hoping the 4K version's up later in the week. Jared needs some sleep.
Diffuse, smooth signal. This also means that we get more rays per millisecond, which is always good.
So I feel like they're doing them individually.
And we do generate a lot of probes. So the new system is generating. Well, for comparison, the old probe was about 1 probe per room, and the new system is about 25,000 probes that are all on screen at the same time.
What?
And we're going to see that now.
What?
So here's a scene that I've drawn, and we're going to see that now.
What?
For comparison, the old probe was about 1 probe per room, and the new system is about 25,000 probes that are all on screen at the same time.
What?
And we're going to see that now.
What?
So here's a scene that I've dramatized a little bit just to give trouble to the old lighting system. And this is what the ray tracing sees. So it's a simplified single color per object kind of thing. But then we've also got this kind of a 3D dictionary of average light values so that the light is kind of shared over things in a similar area.
How are they doing? Like, they're showing so many layers to every one of these pieces of tech that they have running in this engine. And the fact that all of them are running simultaneously is not lost on me. 'Cause what? That's wild.
So going back to the scene, this is the old system. So you
also, what's up with the sphere in the middle? Just randomly pop a spear in there?
Clear it and then slap it on.
I should place a sphere here because
now, as you can see, like the middle of the scene is about the right lighting, but everything else has got the middle of the scene's lighting. Like these red lights at the side.
Other game developers are asking to work for SIG after watching this, guaranteed.
The table bounce that somehow made it across.
Pretty much, Dark.
So we want to replace that system with 25,000 probes, each one of them only providing light to a small area around themselves. And then we interpolate that to provide like a smooth bounce. And you can see already in the distance, like the red light is really bouncing up there.
What?
And then we add a screen space occlusion pass just to tidy up the edges on things.
What?
And there is the final composite.
What? What? So they got the old and new side by side, and the new one just looks so much better.
What else does it do? Well, because it's real-time generation, it means we can do a real-time bounce, and we can do that with quite small areas. You can get like a really vibrant bounce that picks up off small objects in the scene. Ooh. And that means that the art team can really lean into like strong local variation on color. As again, we will see. So we'll do a side-by-side comparison on this one. As you can already see, like the spotlight's really like
good God
into the scene. This is just one light in the room. And we did have live updating, as you can see in the old system, but it was designed for like time of day change.
it may seem like this is not a big deal because it's like, oh man, it's just light. But like the same light over here, that is just like a bar over here. You see that the light source is coming from over here-ish. The fact that the light is bouncing more in the new render system says everything to me, because yeah, you get to see a little bit up here of what's going on, but like you get to see more of everything with the new lighting system. And it's still able to show those light bars. That is such a cool thing. And it's the shadows that get it. I think right here was when it started to show, because you see where it's still coming from the same direction, but like the shadow under here, it's going to make it so much easier and important to actually utilize the shadow areas if somebody doesn't have a headlamp on, or if somebody's in an area where maybe they don't have night vision or something. It's like, you got to look in the shadows. And it's like, this is literally just the shadow of a table, a pool table. It went from like, you see everything, all the detail that this pool table has to offer over here. And then over here, no, seriously, like somebody getting a good hiding spot.
It was designed for like time of day changes rather than this continuous smooth view.
And the shadows are deeper in the new system.
Like glowing
Look at that.
surfaces can just illuminate the world without having to add special lights to fake it.
Goodness. Eating good off the CitizenCon right first. What up, fam? Good to see you. The red looked fantastic.
Really common cases in
and also, for those of you who don't know, if you want to see something at night and you don't want to ruin your vision, red lights help with that. So I feel like that's why they wanted to stress the importance of the red lights. Because if you are like out on a mission or something, from when I was trained, we had little red lens covers for our flashlights so that we could see the light wasn't as noticeable, but you could look at a thing and then not ruin your night vision. So like, so good that it's so important.
System particularly that this is going to help with. First off, cockpit brightness. We capture at the moment the...
Sounded like a dog for a second.
At the moment, we capture that cockpit probe in a setup scene, and then we don't update it as you're flying around. So you're not going to get the sky color in, and you're not going to get the ground color in. And then we've got the opposite problem that I don't have a picture for this, but cargo bays, sometimes they're light, you land somewhere dark, you open up the doors, and now you've just got this weird little light room with nothing spilling out of it. So again, let's have a video.
I say it every time we watch Star Citizen stuff, because it never ceases to be impressive that they will show us brand new tech. They'll show us the old tech, how they've been using it. They'll show us the new tech, how it looks. And then they literally have another video of gameplay showcasing how it's going to work. Come the on. Come on. Come on.
Oh yeah, so this is the
Look
old
at
system.
this.
The sun's working, but you can see there's no sky.
Smash is going to lose her, or she lost it when she was watching this. Because goodness.
And then in the new one, you can already see the skylight is kind of helping a little. But then as you turn over, you get all the ground lighting. And yet there's more. See, one of the concerns we had was that we didn't want to create a two-tier system. If people have got hardware ray tracing and it's working for them, that's great. But you can't really have the art team optimizing or seeing for one type of lighting and then having to optimize it for another type of lighting and having to trade off decisions about the two of them. So what we've been experimenting with is
starting available for the public sometime in the future. Considering it is a combination of CryEngine and Lumberyard and their own version, I, at this point, just expect that they're going to be licensing this engine tech. And I say this because I've wanted a Star Wars MMO again. This new game you're talking about? Maybe, Tim. I've wanted a Star Wars game with the level of tech that this game has. To give us a Star Wars ship game? Star Wars Galaxies 2, let's go. And for those of you who don't know, like the tech that years ago they showcased tech that shows that they know how to, they have tech that can build cities using a tool that looks like Minesweeper. And that was with, now mind you, one of the key pieces of all of everything related to games of this level, of this high quality, is that the models need to be tight, which means that they would need to go in and get all the Star Wars ships, model them for this engine, and then make it work. That's going to take a lot of time. But when I tell you I want it, when I tell you I want it, when I tell you I want it, imagine if Disney got sick to make Star Wars games. I don't expect anything less. Like, I feel like once this game is out and people see what it's capable of, people have been ragging on it for so long, but it makes perfect sense. If they wanted to go from just making a game to making an engine that people would want a license from them to do what they want to do with, and then they have the staff that they could just send people to go work with, if they wanted to license it out, hey, look, we got our lead tech over here. He's going to come to your studio to help you out for a month. Let go. Small open world survival game with this engine. Technically, Crisis exists. But like with what they've done with it, I feel like at this point it's an entirely different engine. But like, oof. No one expected what showed as the last Game Awards. True. I'm very excited to see where we're gonna see more from that game.
That's higher than the old low bar, as well as a new
two-tier
high
system
bar.
is bad news.
And the idea for this is
more work for
basically
lighting
to
team.
take
Can't
that
lean into
single
dramatic
room,
lighting.
Environment probe system that we have been using, update it so that we can do live relighting on that, and then to sort of slot that in where the ray tracing would be, while still keeping all of the other stuff, like the 25,000 probes and all that kind of stuff, can look at the old system and we kind of Frankenstein them together. So I'll show you what we've got so far for this. So this is just the old one and the new one so that you can see the problems. Like, just, it's overly lit, let's be.
We just saw the lighting system and how bomb it was in an office or like in a little back room with a pool table in it. And now you get to see it with a C8X. That is gorgeous. How far is the team going to go with all this? Always. Pretty much. Prodigious. Expeditiously. What about the other people back in this game just turned it down for years? Baldur's Gate 3, a wonderful game, was in development for at least 6 years. Star Citizen's been longer, but it's all been public. Yep.
PS1. The sharp-eyed among you may have noticed also the ship is missing, but you know, we can't do dynamic objects in this. You'll be surprised. It doesn't seem to mind. And there we have software GI in the middle, which is, yeah, like I say, it was using the same 25,000 probe system.
What?
But not having to use any kind of hardware ray tracing.
What?
As you can see, it's not a perfect match. It's not identical.
But it's fantastic, though.
It's a lot more dynamic.
Both of them look better than the old one.
And finally...
Yeah, that is unfortunate to see Star Citizen players bashing on Starfield, because, like, why?
And finally, I'm just going to show you a to-do list here. I don't have pictures because it's stuff we've not done. Glossy reflections. Obviously, we want to complete the picture, and for that, we need to handle glossy reflections. That's self-explanatory, really. I don't know what to say about that. Secondly, you've only seen it on opaque surfaces so far.
Because Ray the Charmer's back. Exactly.
So that it can support glass and water and all the other transparent things in the game. And beyond that, we've obviously got fog, we've got other atmospherics. We want to expand GI to make sure that it affects everything smoothly and equally. And the final thing is a Star Citizen thing. We've got giant scenes, we've got a ridiculous scale on some things, and we've got plans to make sure that this GI extends to handle that full scale. Anyway, that's all I've got to tell you now. I've been Ben Parry. Next up, we've got...
Fam, we are literally only 45 minutes into this, and I'm like, how do they have more to show off? I know the hair is coming up. How is there more still? How? I feel like what's wild, Nolo, is that it goes in phases. There's a lot of space in sci-fi games, and there's like none. And then there's a lot, and then there's none. And hopefully this and like Starfield and Cyberpunk can kind of help keep space and sci-fi at the forefront. Griffin, I missed being there as well. We've been talking about me wanting to be at CitizenCon this whole time.
Of our physics engine.
Every panel was almost cool in the last,
right? I would like to start off by introducing Star Cloth, our new character cloth simulation with the short...
I didn't find out about it until 2015, so the second I saw it, I was like, let's go. Yo, I saw the clip of the cloth on Twitter, and I'm still impressed. Give me a sec. I'm going to run to the kitchen and get more water. I'm going to let this play and then probably rewind it just so that somebody doesn't come in here and say, like,
streamer left, I'm out.
Give me a sec. On BRB. Appreciate you. Let's keep watching.
So this is just regular player movement.
After I do this thing
actually
first.
Me playing. You can see the cloth collides with the ground. You can see multiple layers of cloth that do not interpenetrate.
They don't what?
Hey, phrasing!
Cloth gets influenced from wind and has accurate collisions with the player's body. We now have support for collisions from dynamic objects. You can play football in any outfit. Starcloth supports the full range of motion a human can make, from fast movement to extreme poses. Starcloth is designed to be a first-class member of our physics engine. It interacts with everything we have to offer, from character movement over forces like wind, thruster backwash, explosion, to projectile impacts and collisions. It's efficient. It always updates at 120 FPS, regardless of the frame rate, and is hand-optimized. It's immersive and believable. It's a realistic simulation based on physical properties. It's high fidelity, high...
Come back to your man's doing Tai Chi, flashing his cheeks. I'm glad there was no actual cheeks. Also, wait a minute. I see the salt and pepper on the hair. What up? What?
Objects. Playing.
Every time I see this character now, I see Mike the Bard.
So this is just regular player movement. That was actually me playing.
What?
You can see the cloth collides with the ground. You can see multiple layers of cloth.
I do see the socks and
that do not
sneakers.
interpenetrate.
Phrasing.
Cloth gets influenced from wind and has accurate collisions with the player's body.
Not yet, Trouble.
We now have support for collisions from dynamic objects.
I love how they use the soccer ball to go up under this dude's gown. And yes, I will do it.
You can play football in any outfit.
That is wild. Did I mention that? Jealous. You've been rescued. Nice. Glad to hear it.
Starcloth supports the full range.
My Tuesday's going great. Anything about yourself? How are
a
you?
human can make, from fast movement.
Sorry I missed that
to
comment, but
extreme
appreciate you for stopping in. I'm glad that he has draws on. I was concerned. That is wild, though. That is just impressive.
Starcloth is designed to be a first-class member of our physics engine. It interacts with
Magic
everything
capes? Oh,
we have to offer.
I have
from character
multiple.
movement over forces like wind, thruster, backwash, explosion to projectile.
I hear backwash and I
impacts
immediately
collisions.
think
It's efficient. It always updates at 120 FPS.
somebody drinking my drink.
regardless of the frame
Stop
rate,
with the backwash.
and is hand
Keep that.
optimized. It's immersive and believable. It's a realistic
Run in the wind,
simulation
release edition,
based
guaranteed.
on physical properties. It's high fidelity, high quality.
Starfield
We
could
want
never,
to
but it
raise
could
the
though.
bar with this.
Starfield allows mods. Somebody could do all this and add
The
it into
visual
Starfield.
geometry you see on the right is complex and not suitable for simulation. The visual geometry is made with visual quality in mind, and that does not translate well to simulation. So we decided to add the
Starcraft
ability
properties
to
when
use
help lost in a
bespoke
cave.
meshes
Using wind physics and
that
drafts
are
in the
made
direction
to
of the next for
simulate
navigation.
well
That will be
and
bomb.
let their movement then deform the visual geometry. This allows us to share the same sim setup across multiple visual meshes, which is a huge productivity boost for tech art. We can seamlessly blend the simulation on and off, so we can disable the simulation at a distance. Back to the football. Everything that is dynamically simulated
the guts to tell where to go.
able
War
to
is good for
interact
this.
with the cloth, from ships, over crates, boxes, and even footballs. We ensured that the collisions are accurate and believable. As you can see in the image, the football parts both layers of the gown. The cloth itself supports self-collisions, which means it will create folds and wrinkles, but not interpenetrate itself or other layers of cloth. The same applies to the static environment as well. The cloth will drape itself around the environment, so brushing up against objects will result in the behavior you expect.
That's cool.
We added tapered capsules to improve collision detection accuracy. A tapered capsule is a capsule which has two different radii at the endpoints. Human anatomy is complex, and we need to accurately represent it for collisions. The traditional capsules we use on our ragdolls lead to jumps in the collision surface. Now, notice how there is a jump between the elbow and the lower arm, and another jump where the forearm.
All right, I'm gonna let this run again.
These jumps
50 minutes flat
pose
because I had
significant problems
I
for
put a
our
pizza
cloth simulation.
in the
If
air
you look at
fryer.
the upper
It's a little one. It
torso,
came from
you can see
Costco,
the
and it looks
collision
great.
proxies
And
are
they're
actually
delicious. Burp.
completely hiding the cloth, and they're essentially completely useless. So now notice the difference on the same body represented with tapered capsules. We can now faithfully represent the hips, legs, and arms of the character. An additional benefit of tapered capsules is that the collision detection is significantly faster than with regular capsules. Currently, we're only using them for cloth collision detection, but in the end, we'd like to use them for everything. We simulate the cloth always at 120 FPS or 120 Hertz, regardless at which update rate the game is running at. We do this to be faithfully able to detect collisions with a fast-moving character. As we're simulating at a higher rate than the game updates, we have to interpolate the joint positions between updates we get from the game. At each simulation step, we perform collision detection, simulation, and update the cloth sim cage. Now, if the game is running at 120 FPS, we do one update for the cloth simulation. If the game updates at 60 FPS, like in the image, we simulate the cloth twice. Now, if the game runs slower, like at 30 FPS, we need to update the cloth 4 times. You can see this in the image. It becomes apparent that we need to make the cloth run as fast as possible, and we spent a great deal of amount of time optimizing this with various techniques, including handwritten vectorization and using every trick in the optimization handbook. The effort pays off because we can faithfully capture very complex movement and fast-moving characters, even at low frame rates, without any clipping or tunneling. Thank you. One area that poses a significant challenge for character cloth is when multiple pieces of garments layer on top of each other, like a tight-fitting jacket that lies on top of the pants, as you can see in the image above. This is a very difficult region to simulate properly because you don't have much space and the simulation collisions have to be absolutely accurate. This, what I'm going to show you, is a very subtle effect, but once you notice it's like both arms of the character. And it
all right, sorry about the delay. I went out there and it was not done because I forgot about the preheat time. So I was like a minute away and I was like, I'm gonna go in here and then be back for like a minute and be back. And that's silly. What up? Help me, good to see you. Help me, help me. Also, if you want to see the tiny pizza, I cut it up in the tiny slices. Because of reasons.
There's a jump.
Air fryers are the
between
absolute
the elbow
bestest.
and the lower arm, and another jump where the forearm connects to the hands. These jumps pose significant problems for our cloth simulation. If you look at the upper torso, you can see the collision proxies are actually completely hiding the cloth, and they're essentially completely useless. So now notice the difference on the same body represented with tapered capsules. We can now faithfully represent the hips, legs, and arms of the character.
They are literally redoing.
The benefit of tapered capsules is
so
that
much
the collision
tech.
detection is significantly faster than with regular capsules. Currently, we're only using them for
that's
cloth
awesome,
collision
Black Wolf.
detection,
Hell yeah.
but in the end, we'd like to use them for everything. We simulate the cloth always at 120 FPS or 120 Hertz, regardless at which update rate the game is running at.
Whoa.
We do this to be faithfully able to detect collisions with a fast-moving character. As we're simulating at a higher rate than the game updates, we have to interpolate the joint positions between updates we get from the game.
Got an air fryer to go with the air fryer so I can do more air frying at the same time.
At each simulation step, we perform collision detection, simulation, and update the cloth sim cage. Now, if the game is running at 120 FPS, we do one update for the cloth simulation. If the game updates at 60 FPS, like in the image, we simulate the cloth twice. Now, if the game runs slower, like at 30 FPS, we need to update the cloth 4 times.
Damn.
You can see this in the image. It becomes apparent that we need to make the cloth run as fast as possible, and we spent a great deal of amount of time optimizing this with various techniques, including handwritten vectorization and using every trick in the optimization handbook. The effort pays off because we can faithfully capture very complex movement and fast-moving characters, even at low frame rates, without any clipping or tunneling.
Very cool.
Thank you. One area that poses a significant challenge for character cloth.
I love how I feel like this is a scene from Squadron 42, from the trailer. And I haven't seen any of that yet. But like, they did this purposely because they're like, yeah, we're going to get Squadron 42 soon. But in the meantime, look at how bomb this is.
Is when multiple pieces of garments layer on top of each other, like a tight-fitting jacket that lies on top of the pants, as you can see in the image above. This is a very difficult region to simulate properly because you don't have much space and the simulation collisions have to be absolutely accurate. This, what I'm going to show you, is a very subtle effect, but once you notice it, you cannot stop noticing it. I want to focus your attention to the waist region of the character. Here we tweak the simulation settings in real time to see the effect. Here you see a rendering with a high fidelity cloth disabled. And here the same scene with it enabled.
I mean, it looks fantastic, but also, either way, it's Gary Oldman showing off his right at you. It's like, how rude. Caliban, Virgil, Tyro, once.
Tomorrow,
all these systems
much more can be
lost.
seen about StarCloth in
Human
the
innovation.
character advancement panel. Be sure not to miss out.
Okay.
So, next up, Star Hair.
Yeah.
Let go. That's what I've been waiting for. Let's go.
Currently, we have the ability to simulate the effect of moving hair with joints that are essentially simulated pendulums. The hair is skinned to these joints, and when these joints move due to the pendulum simulation,
but we'll see.
the hair moves with it. This leads to a fast and believable movement of hair. However, the quality is directly correlated to the quality of the skinning, which is tedious for tech art to achieve for some complex hairstyles. Further, apart from gravity, the pendulum joints do not react to external forces like collisions or wind or explosions. So we asked ourselves, can we somehow improve upon this? And I'd like to show you some early prototype results of our research.
If they use the cloth physics to put into hair, that's impressive.
An image of the raw geometry you saw in the previous image. You can see many strands of hair, and we thought to ourselves, maybe we can simulate all of these strands. This is a single strand isolated from the rest. As these are simple triangle meshes, we initially thought we could simply use our cloth simulation and simulate such a strand like a sheet of cloth. That didn't work out at all. It turns out hair does not behave like clothing. Also, the sheer number of strands and their individual triangles and vertices are simply too much to simulate efficiently, even for our highly optimized cloth engine. We realized then
For a year or
that
so,
our
people were
artists
complaining
are
about bed
actually
sheet physics.
using
Well, here we are,
splines
right?
to create these
Right.
strands. And a spline is a smooth curve or line through space. You could see that in yellow. And we thought maybe we can just simulate these. They're much simpler. So, and hair simulations need to be able to maintain the original hairstyle. You cannot have the hair simulation change the visual appearance of a character. One of the reasons why using the cloth simulation for hair did not work out at all is that the cloth only simulates vertices and they have no concept of orientation. So you do not know how the next segment has bent in relation to your current segment. In other words, you cannot easily simulate twist with vertices.
I also am looking forward to
alone.
beards. You just go tease, man. Like,
However,
give
that
us
is very
beard,
easy
give
to
us
do.
hairy faced gents.
So
Lilo Dallas multipass.
all of this together allows us to simulate the strands according to the theory of Cosserat rods. A Cosserat rod allows you to model the behavior of slender one-dimensional rods, exactly what our splines are, and simulate bend, twist, stretch, and shear, exactly what we need. Hair also needs exact collision detection to not intersect with the head, the ears, the cheeks, the jaw region. The video I'm about to show you is some very early prototype footage of how such a simulation
Stuck,
actually
can't
looks
rescue me.
like.
Nice. That's what's up. What?
So this is a test of various head movements to
Are you
see how the hair
serious?
reacts. Hair simulation is one of the hardest things to simulate, especially in a real-time context, and very tricky to get right. We're
What?
actually simulating all the hair strands.
Counts of $20 words.
So
Early, that's where they started.
we will have
What you talking about,
characters
Anthony?
being
I mean,
able to run their
they're
hands
doing
through
solid
their
work though. To be
hair
fair,
and have the hair react
Chris gonna get jealous in a minute, right?
realistically. A barber simulation next.
Barber. Man, if they actually have a barber simulation of cutting hair, I'm a trip.
Actually, being a bald man, this was a very touching moment for me when I made this video. Thank you.
I thought that was Rona Mitra. I'm gonna go with the method of de-rendering the hair when putting on helmets with the new system and actually keep the hair contained in the helmets. Major kudos, right? She's in the game. I was unaware. I didn't think she was.
Are physically based.
This early stuff. Can't wait to see what it looks like now. No, Anthony, this is like right around the time. Azrael, holy crap! Good to see you, fam. And yes, it is ridiculously impressive. Sorry, cutscene and passing. Okay, cool.
I would like
She's
to
commander?
do that with a video that
New
I
shit to
believe
me.
speaks for itself.
Oh, that is gorgeous. What the f? So watch. I haven't gotten there yet, Azrael. Goodness gracious, yo. Come on. Come on. Are you good, Chloe? I have a picture with Sandy on my phone.
See
Like,
the water splashes?
I just thought that was Rona Mitra. Hat and sandals, what up? That's wild.
We want players' intuitive prediction of the effect a weapon or a collision has to actually happen in the engine or in the game. So we decided to move away from hit point pools or other abstract models to simulate damage, but rather have damage be calculated from a physical model and from the physical material properties of each entity. If something breaks off due to its structural integrity decreasing below a certain threshold, Maelstrom allows it to break off in a realistic fashion. If you shoot off a wing, the missiles and weapons on that wing should still remain attached. If the
I did not go to
broken
CitizenCon,
part still
Ethric,
has
sadly.
Power, electric items
I wish.
should still
I was at
function.
TwitchCon though.
This
Just want
means
to kill Manger's chest
Maelstrom
off and Black
is
Panther 1
designed
fam. Why do you think I
to
have
work with a
locks?
hierarchical setup
Let's take
to begin with.
let's just take a moment
From the
because
hierarchical
I do have to admit, half the reason that I have locks. I've wanted them for ages, but when I saw Black Panther and I saw Killmonger scene 1, I was like, need that. Like immediately. Need that. And now I've got all kinds of locks.
representation of the
happiness.
geometry we want to break off to the
You
same
imagine what hurricanes
hierarchy
look like in
on
this
a
game?
higher level
Glorious.
For items like power plants, lights, weapon systems, and so on. Maelstrom is persistence and networking ready. We designed it from the ground up to work with high latency situations, to persist and replicate easily.
Goodness gracious. Every physical geometry instance now has a unique identifier. What?
To achieve all this, we gave each physical geometry instance an identifier to be able to uniquely identify it within the universe.
Come on. Come on.
So your Gladius wing is your Gladius wing. We added physical material and damage properties.
The fact that they are so confident in what they're doing that they not only showed the ship, they not only showed what they're doing, they literally show how it all connects in the editor. This is literally helping modders before modders ever get the chance to touch it, because then all they got to do is go back and watch these videos and they'll be able to see how everything is connecting. This is silly and fantastic.
That can now be replicated across the network. One of them,
Go.
and that's the most important one.
There's still a half an hour left. We're supposed to leave and literally.
And this determines how
I have to leave this video playing
structural or
for us to
internal
leave on time.
integrity a physical geometry has. Integrity is modified from dissipating, or rather absorbing, energy from kinetic impacts or energy weapons.
Wow.
And also in the future from absorbing energy from external factors like extreme temperature or fire, as you've seen before.
Also, same.
We
Paseo,
also track.
that not only helped, just that sentence. Instead of ships popping like balloons, we just see ships break up and be disabled. That helps salvaging gameplay, because then you can strip the hulls. It's going to help the deeper salvaging gameplay of actually being able to take the shell into stuff like the Vulture or the Reclaimer. It's going to help, right? It's going to help pirates, because pirates can then, like, almost broken pieces. Oh, that weapon's still functional? Give me that. There are so many different gameplay elements that this boosts that it's ridiculous.
Track which physical part
We
or
all win.
geometry
We win.
belongs to which visual geometry and which high-level entity.
This all makes me very curious when the Legionnaire is going to be launching. For those of you who don't know, the Legionnaire is a ship that is express purpose is to have like a little section beneath the ship where you drive up to another, or you fly up to another ship and connect a hatch to the door on another ship, and then hack that door open, and then.
That's a lovely face you have here. Be ashamed if something were to happen to it.
So if the structural or internal integrity collapses, we know which visual geometry is affected and which item might be affected as well. So a power plant will cease to emit power or implode, explode. A weapon will cease to fire, and so on. To make things break apart, we create what we call breakable clusters.
Come on.
A breakable cluster is a set of physical geometry, the visual geometry, and the entities on top that can break off. Between breakable clusters, we create abstract cantilever beams to be able to model stress and strain.
I'll be available to help anyone load mass cargo onto their ships from their hangars free of charge.
Breakable clusters are hierarchical. They mirror the hierarchy of all attached
Ooh, that's what's up,
entities
Trouble.
involved.
Appreciate you.
They also embed the
Hey,
hierarchy
Parky,
of
appreciate
all
you both.
animated
Appreciate you
joints.
both. Lego.
And they also
Lego.
embed the hierarchy
Lego.
of all physical geometries. They essentially represent a ground truth of the entire hierarchy necessary to perform all our goals for Maelstrom. This image is showing a breakable cluster graph of the Gladius.
That is silly. That is one ship. I don't want to count that.
I'd like to show one more video of Maelstrom before we continue.
Wow. How is there more? Oh, this must have been where they announced the A2. No, that's a Gladius. It feels like it's going to be... Oh, I thought that was going to be a bomber. Yo! Yo! Why do they keep putting Pico and everything? Yo!
We needed to find a good...
Fam, there were so many good things in that. It wasn't just the water splash. It was the fact that this is the culmination of all the stuff that we've seen. The ship being shredded, the destructible geometry, the new shadows already, they seem like they might be in place because the background, like over here-ish, seems like it might have a little bit of fog in front of it. Like, all of this? That ship is in pieces. The rocks from this, the glass, the weapon over here flopping around. This is whatever this was. I'm very curious. I see, like, I mean, it's Star Citizen, so there's always gonna be something that's noticeable that, like, they could do better with that. But at the same time, like, this is
to find a
ridiculous.
good way to easily and efficiently determine when a breakable cluster breaks. We
Yeah.
chose a well-established...
imagine somebody who's never played a game with this level of destructible environment. Also, now I'm curious about how the game is going to rebuild places that get exploded, because let's be real, places are going to get exploded. Vulture seems useless. It seems that way, but that's just that one ship crashing into the ground, because realistically, that ship would crash into the ground and be in pieces. But the Vulture also has, if you remember, the Vulture has two little pieces in the middle that all of the stuff that you pick up is supposed to go through that. I imagine you'll be able to tractor beam that stuff that's on the ground in little pieces by what like resource it is, right? Like magnetize some stuff, bring in those tractor beams, pick up all the little particulates without having to pick up everything individually. Come on.
Model from
this is a case of unleash players on week 1, every city's going to be in ruins, guaranteed.
Cantilever beams.
Which leads me to I'm wondering how they're going to showcase NPCs rebuilding the stuff that players explode, because guaranteed somebody's going to explode something. You're going to see stuff like this on screen, and they're going to be rebuilding things, and then players are going to blow this up because time to explosion.
In essence, a cantilever cantilever is a structural member that has a fixed support and a free end. Forces experienced on the free end can be used to calculate the amount of stress the fixed support is enduring.
I'd be very surprised if they didn't. Sparrow.
Ideas behind that are best explained from a very simple
What's your recommendation on graphics card for this game? I feel like as long as you've got something. I used to play this game on a 980 Ti. It's changed considerably. Currently, we are on a 7950 XTX or 7900. The newest one, the Starfield edition. I'm pretty sure it's the 7950. I'm probably wrong. Somebody type in exclamation specs. But want to go out forests? Will they allow trees to be blown up, set ablaze? Oh, if they don't, I'd be very surprised. That's real. 7900 XTX. Cool. But yeah, I would say if you get anything made within the last 3 cycles, you could run Star Citizen easily. But they're doing a lot. Like this presentation is talking a lot about running a lot of things on GPUs. So I would suggest as close as you can get to the most recent video cards that are on the market, because this game isn't done and they're going to be adding more stuff that literally they're pushing to the GPU. So if you can't get this most recent generation, I would recommend the last generation, so that way you're at least closer to what's available right now.
With the horizontal part of the crane in the image far from the vertical part, the fixed support would endure a higher stress.
To clarify, if we're talking about NVIDIA cards, I wouldn't say go back as far as the 2 series. So like the 3 series or the 4 series in the AMD cards, the 7900s and the 6900s, or the 7 series and 6 series, I feel like are probably going to be there. But also, yes, if you were on Twitch, I would tell you to type in exclamation CANISC. Exclamation CANISC. That is, can I play Star Citizen? It literally links you to the telemetry page. And apparently there is a tool that lets you test your computer to see if you can run it. There's a lot of different things that you can do to help. So if you don't have an SSD and you don't have the highest graphics card, get the SSD first and then get a graphics card. There's a lot of options. PC's going to data downloader. Newest part of the 2080. Yeah, I would say 3 series or 4 series or 6 series or 7 series. Get as close as you can to the newest series, and I would say you're good. Last 2 generations of GPU, so running 3090 is great, I'm sure. But yeah, again, I'm on the most recent AMD GPU, and it's buttery smooth. But also, I'm on the most recent one, so it's going to be. Give us the ability to destroy things as our duty to test that ability. Pretty much that, Anthony. Not even pretty much. Exactly that. As it should be.
This is the way. Point of impact determine how much stress the cantilever beam experiences.
What?
Also how large the surface area is connecting the cantilever and the fixed support has a large influence on when a cantilever beam will break. In our case, this actually
SSD is not optional, not at all.
I'll
start building my PC, so taking in everyone's opinions. Smart.
Set of geometry from 2 breaks.
I feel like step 1 literally is, I can't paste the link on the clock, but go to the website and look at the telemetry tool. It will tell you what people are getting on their systems with their specs, basically. So like GPUs, CPUs, there's a chart that basically shows where on that you would lie with your current setup. And an SSD is not optional. It is required for this game.
Calculate the surface area. A wing attached to the body has a rather large connecting surface
SSD
area
is not optional.
compared to the surface area calculated for the stabilizers connected to the body. We then project forces from impacts and explosions onto these cantilever beams and calculate the stress the beams experience. Over time, this stress turns into strain, and if we reach a certain threshold, the beam snaps. The result, simple, efficient, and deterministic breakability. But this is not just about ships and buildings that you saw in the videos before.
How to see what's stopping it? Check your mods. Well, like not your mods, your extensions.
That we can use on all types of entities. So here's some video.
Hard drive. I'm able to play this game. Got a good 100 hours. I'm imagining it is not a smooth experience.
Cover and maelstrom barrels.
I love that that explosion animation was interesting. It wasn't just like boom. It was more like oh, and it was popping off shots. Wow. By hard drive, are you talking about like an actual disk drive that spins? Because I feel like you'd have to have like something like one of the 10,000 RPMs for it to even remotely be smooth. Remotely.
Physical material properties influence damage and breaking and have a direct influence to how things break and fracture. To achieve this, we added various properties. Density,
put a few disk drives on RAID 0. Yeah, it's got to be
resilience,
a custom setup that is not like normal.
Toughness, Young's modulus. And this is more or less what
I wanted to so if it's really smooth now, imagine how much better it's going to be.
Without showing one more video
it's gonna be better.
What carnage Maelstrom can
I found making the fireman destructible, but what they're showing seems to be too destructible. I feel like there's going to be certain things that won't be fully destructible. Like Area 18. I don't foresee them letting every building in Area 18 be fully destructible in this level. Yo!
So,
that last piece. Yo! Oh, the ships should be melted like that. I'm going to say the ships need to just get destructed fully like that. The Jersey Bears don't disintegrate under fire like that. I mean, right. So those things won't be destructible. But
I am not
this
person, but I'm filling in with him. So far, I mean, you guys think this is going to change your game up to now? All these new features? Hell yeah.
Anybody who comes out saying hell yeah, I'm already on board with.
We've seen updates from fire, water. We've just seen force. We've seen sun and light. So the next thing that's left to build a ludicrous space game is...
Oh, no, we already expected as much for sale. Like, there's no way.
Graham was going to show you some of the new audio enhancements we bring to Star Engine to make
like, there's going to be some buildings that only will be destructible by the team for specific in-game events.
Here. Good to see you. Recently in the audio team, we've been looking at how we can create a greater psychological connection and emotional impact within our games through the use of improved audio technology. Audio can play a crucial role in the immersion of the player, and with that in mind, the audio code and technical sound design teams have been looking at all of our tech from the ground up. For example, when you're under threat, you should feel a real sense of danger. When you're armed, you should feel the dangerous power that you hold within your hands. Earlier this year, we showed you our resonance tech,
very good,
which
impressive
allows
too.
us
Agreed.
to bring the action much closer to the player, even when they're deep in the bowels of a ship and far away from where all the hits and the explosions are happening. But that's just one part of a much larger push to create a better, more immersive audio experience. With that in mind, let's take a look at some of the tech we've been working on. First, let's listen to some of our weapon sounds in action.
What pistol is this? Also, what UI is this? This is not the UI that I know. I saw it earlier, kind of glanced at it, and I was like, all right, maybe this is just something that's in Squadron 42. But like, what the? This is gorgeous. Oh. I'm very curious to see how they sound after the update.
We wanted to take them further and express the sound pressure.
Appreciate that, Paseo. Thank you. Is it Paseo? Am I saying it right? I feel like I'm ruining it.
Particularly the multiband compressor, tuned by our sound designers, give us this result.
Hearing the tap on
to
each
illustrate
bullet.
The power of the weapons and the effect that they have when going beyond the limits of the listener.
There's no specific order, Pyro. I went to the
Let's show you the same audio
YouTube,
effects
and this was the first video
weapons, taking us
that was available. So I was like, let go. Paseo? Okay. Or Paseo.
To this.
I mean, it does look like C. So hold on. I want to hear that without.
To this.
Ooh, the bass is better in that. Ooh.
But it's not just about feeling powerful. Changes in audio can create a sense of danger, of being out on your own and under threat. Here's an example of ship combat. Sounds good, but what if we wanted a little more realism?
Realism mode, I'm a huge fan, right?
The audio propagation tech that we've been rolling out makes it easier to change the soundscape in real time, and a nice use of that technology is to provide a more realistic option.
Yeah, definitely. Like
here, your own
getting Viper vibes from this. This does feel very Battlestar Galactica. True facts.
Is heard clearly.
So I'm going back and watching everything I missed. Nice. Hope you had a great time, man. Wish I could have come. I was at TwitchCon. No, couldn't be at both.
Making these changes creates space in the audio, both spectrally and temporally, making impacts seem bigger, more damaging, more of a problem for the player. This realistic mode isn't limited to the flight experience, it's applied appropriately to the game as a whole. Here's an FPS battle in a depressurized area.
You got me something? How? What did you get me, man? That's super cool that you would give me anything.
With realistic mode, we get that sense of isolation again.
I appreciate you,
giving
fam.
the location a different color and adding variety to the audio experience.
Shots though. Missing.
Player breathing and Foley are exaggerated, and other sounds are transmitted through physical contact.
Yes. I want to put this on anytime I play, because
that's all from us for now. We look forward to getting these new audio features into your hands.
Man, when does this come out? I need this right now. I will live in realistic mode.
All right. Hello, everyone. So,
probably takes 4 passes on the mouse pad to go from the bottom of the screen with those settings. Yeah.
Replication layer.
I'm glad I have mine just like literally right here. Just like I go down and up right there.
Technology. Hello. And I'm going to show you
it's gonna be hard to play.
A little bit insight in our technology for persistent entity streaming.
After this, till this is all out, fair.
Layer.
I was getting into the test server in the month. Yes, the preview server.
Something about that tech, and I thought about putting some technical drawings on the slides, or maybe show video. Like
is the miracle part really now?
But really,
and simultaneously, everybody said yes. This is about to get good. That's impressive.
To give you a live demonstration, And that's what I'm going to do.
Big engine business. Hey.
All right.
Senior Technical Director, Online Technology. Let go.
So this will all be live, so please bear with me if there's any glitches.
We see your Chrome.
Rolling.
I like how he got CitizenCon 2023 on his shortcuts right now. Also, what's the deal with that VPN server? Why don't you go ahead and give us the deets? Slide it to us.
I just give you a little bit an overview.
I want the
of what
links.
you see here.
It's the most important guy in the company.
Let me set up everything.
Wait, tiers from this? Damn. Anybody who's confident enough to just boot the game in a presentation,
so on this left side, you will see my client window. And on the bottom side,
hold on to your butts.
See the server renderer. So for this demonstration, and I start a second client, I'm just
bold. Let me just start a bunch of the game on at once.
This is live. All right.
We'll do it live.
On this side, you.
Can we take a second to appreciate that they do this live? Every year, I get more impressed by what they do live.
The client.
So I'm excited to see what this is about.
And he just logged out because I started a second client. So let's do this again. One more time. On this side, you see the server renderer, which is currently, it has nothing streamed in. I'm showing a small demonstration level. And on this side, you see the entity graph, which is our online database. That's powering what you see in persistently streaming, what you play since 3.18. And I also have some metrics on the screen, which shows the entity.
Wait, so they are doing this live and showing us the entities? Okay, that's
worker.
That's beast.
The requests per minute, per second, the mutations, and you also will see entities created and destroyed once I do that. All right, so let's wait for my client to come up and join this level. So the first thing that will happen when I join this level, you will see on that server, everything streams in.
Damn.
And my client get connected and also streams in everything on the client view. What would happen on the behind the scenes is that my player just got unstowed into that chart, and we at real time created everything for this player. So you will see his body is attached to the player. You will see his Mobiglass, his head with all his customizations.
Also helps to prove they weren't faking anything.
And then
There would
all
be
his
some flat earthers. Yeah, true.
as well on the undersuit.
Second life
what
undersuit.
you also see is that this player just got unstowed and attached to a static zone object container. And this is how our zone system works. Basically, on the server, you will see 3 different zones, purple, green, and red.
Mm-hmm.
And they...
Also, can we take a second to just acknowledge how they take all of this super high technical quality and then they explain it to you like you're 5. And it all makes perfect sense. Lila, what up? Good to see you.
Each zone comes with its own coordinate system and its own physical grid. And this is how we actually, on live, do zone transitions between your ship, empty space, space station, or a planet. And you will see, as I walk between those zones, I will, at real time, update it in that entity graph. And this all happens seamless. So for a client, this is completely transparent. You don't notice that. But this is actually what's happening when you step in or out
just
into
in the
ship.
concept.
And this is very unique to our engine. No other engine has this zone system, and that allows us
so they break it down to army
to
level.
do all the amazing stuff you saw in the videos before, transitioning in and out of planets.
Even a grunt can get it.
From the smallest scope to the largest scope. So
exactly, J-Bo. It's a great way to visualize it.
Everything
he did the thing that I was literally like, man, I would if I was going to show off that this was live, I would go back over the line and then back over it again. And he did that.
We do in a shard. So this is like a mini level, like the mini PU level, is also persisted in this database. When we create new entities in our engine, in Star Engine, those entities get pushed into our entity graph, into our online database at real time.
Oh, I'm sure.
And then from there, replicated to our client. So if I go ahead and spawn a couple of plushies here, you will see they spawn, they get created immediately on my entity graph and replicated on the server and on the client. So let's spawn a couple more here. And you see that the pengus I spawn in the other zone get attached to the other zone. And then...
I mean, Raga, it's, well, you're saying it's not even remotely the same thing as here. It may not be. But any game that currently has the ability to have 5,000 people in a battle is impressive, which means that for a game that is running in a completely different engine, they wrote the ability to do that into this engine. That's beast. So it may be completely different, but it is not at the same time. Like from the outside looking in, from somebody who is not super in depth with the technical aspect of gaming, that's the same concept. Oh, you can have 5,000 people over there. Oh, you can have 5,000 people over there. I wonder how they do that. How they went about doing it doesn't matter as much as the fact that it works.
If I go and transition one of those, they will also transition between the different zones. And the same works for ships or more complex entities.
That is
if I spawn
wild.
This buggy here, you will see
like watching an early 1900s video of East Texas from Club and Rabbits.
And this is just my small demo level here. On live, we have up to 600,000 dynamic entities that get created for one single chart.
What?
And this is just the initial state.
What?
After 2 weeks, 3 weeks of gameplay, when you guys go in and destroy stuff, spawn stuff, play around, it goes in the millions of entities. So this in itself is pretty amazing tech. The next time I want to talk about is our streaming system. Most engines do stream on texture or geometry. We actually stream entities, and we do stream persistent entities. So when I turn on the streaming system here and I walk into this, if I walk over to the red area, you will see that the purple area will stream out together with all the entities on that server. So it does not only stream out on my client, it actually streams out on that server. And when I come back in the green zone, that purple zone streams back in with all the entities in there with their full persistent state. So now cool. I have a second player joined. Benoit is going to join me.
Balls.
So Ben, if you want to join, okay, I think we see him over there. Hey Ben.
I love how you see the right side update when it happens.
Nice. All right, I'm going to spawn a couple more penguins here.
Because
the next thing I want to talk about is new technology we are right now developing and we are about to put on the tech preview for you to play. And this is actually the replication layer split. And that's the big next step in our great vision, obviously, as you might know. So in this demo, my client and my servers, they are no longer directly connected. Actually, I have a new service running here, and that is our replication service. So my client is connected to this replication service, and my server is connected to this replication service. And the replication service, the sole purpose is to get all the entities which are in the entity graph and stream them to clients and servers which are connected to. And what's really cool about this is, let's do a little experiment here.
I like experiments, bro.
I mean, you all know our game has bugs. It's still alpha, and sometimes
soft server
things can happen. So let's see what's happening when I kill my server here. And so this is my server.
You're gonna kill the server live?
The actual console. So let's just shut it down.
What?
And yes, this is where you would usually see a 30K or something. You can see Benoit kind of froze there for a bit, and the buggy does a bit weird stuff. I can shoot those pingus, but the world is really in a frozen state right now. But I didn't disconnect, because I'm connected to the replication layer and not to the server anymore. In the meantime, I'm just starting a new server. Let's be a bit patient for it. It should come back online in a second.
Whoa. Whoa.
And as you can see, now that the server came back, it restored the state.
Yo!
It restored the state, and the simulation just continues to work as before.
I love watching people who understand the tech they are showcasing well enough to help people who don't understand it, but like showing that basically the server died. He spooled up another server, and since all of that wasn't on the server, it was on the replication server, and the replication server is only getting the data. What is a 30K after this? Now, technically, there will still be a freeze, and we still have to wait for them to restart the servers. But like, will it?
So this will be, again, this is very early tech. But this is a great benefit of what we have with our replication layer split. But there's one more thing. And
I feel like there's more.
This thing again.
I feel like showing that again is going to lag the more
I'm trying
right now.
to do that again, but this time we're doing something different. So let's first go in here. This is my development tool. I can talk about it in a second. So let's stop that server again.
There it is. No need to show it again because he's just going to do it again.
This will take a little bit. I'm running this tool you see here. This is our internal development tool. This tool runs the entire stack of our game on this PC. This is obviously for development only, and I can do that with my small test level. But this really helps online devs and all people who work on the incredible, complicated tech we hear to be able to develop our game. And because I run everything on this PC, it's a bit slow. So let's wait and see what's happening here.
I feel like instantly might be cutting it a little close, but I can imagine.
All right. Simulation continues. I can see Ben moving again. Hey, Ben. However, what just happened? Well, as you can see on my screen, I no longer have one server connected. I have 3 servers connected to this replication layer. So what you guys see here, this is the very first version of a working server mesh.
Someone cooked here.
Someone cooked here.
Someone cooked here.
I don't make the rules.
All right. So now I'm going to explain a little bit how this magic works.
Good God.
Because it is truly magic. Each server, when it came up and the replication layer realized there are 3 servers, we assigned different zones to those servers. And we said, OK, server 1, you are the authority over the purple area. Server 2, you are the authority over the green area. And the last server is authoritative over the red area. You can still see that those servers have all those entities replicated.
Wow.
But only the entities within their zone are actually authoritative on that server. So while I'm in this green zone at the moment, my entity is simulated on that green server and just replicated on the other server. And now, as I transition between those zones, you will see that on that green server, I just lost authority. And on that purple server, I just gained authority.
Wow.
And because my player was replicated on both servers, this completely works seamless. And again, let's do that a couple of times. You see on my client here, I don't notice anything of that. This all happens behind the scene. And this doesn't work only on me. Let's turn on the zone colors and the object, the authority assignment. on the client as well.
Ridiculously so, Ezreal.
That even entities, as they transition into the other zone, seamlessly transition to that zone. And not only that, I can also interact with entities that are on the other side. So if I go on the green zone, for example, and I shoot this, I can still shoot that purple entity.
Yo!
And I can also just go ahead and destroy that buggy which sits on that other zone. There you go. Always fun to blow stuff up, right? All right. So there's more to this. The first thing I will do, let's spawn a fresh buggy. I just destroyed my old one.
How is there more? How?
When I go into this
That's
buggy,
already impressive.
I will become part of the aggregate, and that means that now my buggy and myself will transition authority together. And this is how we make sure that my player, while he's driving this buggy, is always authoritative on the same server. So you can see, as I drive around with this buggy between the zones, I will switch between the different servers. All right.
Fam, just the potential for this means there doesn't have to be a server for Stanton. There could literally just be a server for Crusader and the moons of Crusader. Then you switch over to ArcCorp, and that is its own server. Microtech's its own server. Hell, they could really spawn servers for each of those. But holy, that changes everything. Oh, I know it can go smaller than that. I'm just thinking at like a quick and easy scale. They could probably just have a server just for,
it's all coming together.
What's the new, not Port Olisar, it's like an angel name, but like just that, or like just your ship, or just like, yes, Seraphim Station. So like just any of those things could be their own little servers, and Idris could be its own server. You have an Idris, you have a custom server with everybody, and since you can interact with and destroy things on other servers, your Idris, your Carrick, hell, your Cuddy Black, you could put 20 people in your Cuddy Black and take your whole server into another place because they're all eligible to everything at the same time. Good God.
But there's more to this. So
how is there more
when
to
I
this?
turned on the streaming earlier, the same streaming mechanics work here as well. Like, obviously, in this example right now, you can see all those servers, they have all those entities replicated. And it's a little bit wasteful because you have 3 servers, all need to replicate all those entities. And that's where streaming come into play. I can turn on streaming here, and you will see that suddenly my purple server no longer has the red area streamed in. And the red server no longer has the purple area streamed in. So let's see what's happened when I drive my buggy backwards into that into the red zone. What happens on that purple server?
Oh, that's the thing. Everything can be a server with this.
And I just disappear.
You add more people.
So right now,
you just made it a server.
There's only Benoit replicated. And Benoit, if you come to me over in the red area, you will see that now on this server, there's no client at all. And in theory, we could now completely stream out the entire area on that server, or stream in a new area.
Wow. You could be a server. Can you server me?
And you will also see, as I drive back into the green area, I will magically reappear on that purple server. And this obviously works on the other side as well. Let's get a couple more player join. I have a couple more QA in the back, so you can just see the whole thing running at live. Running in live with a bit more things going on. Let me get out of the buggy.
This game is just so impressive. And yeah, cap ship servers. Individual. Gray Cat servers. You could just have a buggy server.
Which clients are currently replicated.
If a tree falls in the forest and there's no one there to see it, it's a server.
Are actually authoritative on those servers. You can see this, the green server, because it's the middle one, has most entities replicated. And then you can see this purple one at the moment only has one client replicated.
The fact that they're doing this live and all of these servers are literally showing it live is wild to me, and they can affect the other servers. I feel like if there was the ability of them to jump up high enough in the red server, they could interact with the purple server, and it's not right next to it. Good God.
I hope you guys enjoyed this.
Come on.
It has been a long time to come to this point.
Come on. Yes, is the answer to that question, Pure Demons.
I just can't put in words how much tech and work we had to put into this. Big shout outs to the network team. Big shout outs to the online services team. Big shout outs to Chris.
They'll be licensing this tech for sure, guaranteed. That's why, fam, y'all, I've been trying to tell people they're not just making a game, they're making a system that they can license to people to make everything.
To get to this point, and I've got to say the team has done an amazing job. They've been working diligently for the last 4 or 5 years. We've had a couple of false starts. We finally have an incredible, the way the replication layer
works. Like if they had stock right now, their stock would have just gained multiple dollars or doubled or tripled in value based on this video alone.
Is, I think, a genius design. And the first time I saw this, about 3 weeks ago, working fully, I cried. It's like giving birth.
We did it!
And we wouldn't have
Fam,
been able
how
to
cool is it to have an idea like that
that
he got done?
Without all your support.
It's the world known renowned
Right.
DJ Mr. Spicy Bean Knight. Man, I ain't eat no spicy beans today. I don't know what you're talking about.
To really build it. So thank you.
Also, what up, Graham? How you doing?
For everyone, and thank you everyone.
Art, we were literally going to watch it today, but I got a slide today.
To deliver all this amazing
I have not eaten a spicy bean anytime recently, Grim, so I'm not going to claim that.
Now or in your hands very soon. And this is just the beginning of CitizenCon. We got a lot more stuff to show you.
Yeah. That's what we need for this MMO.
Pepper beans. I mean, right now we got a slide because I'm already like
great demo.
7 minutes late. Holy crap! So we were gonna watch. I held the line. It's literally right here. We were gonna watch it. We can't watch it right now out of principle because of reasons. I'm about to slide out. I got family stuff to do. But part of the things that I was doing today was getting to partake in the simulcasting capabilities. So for those of you on Twitch, this whole time, we've been live on Twitch, TikTok, and YouTube. Because Twitch made it available. And as an ambassador, I would be remiss if I didn't celebrate and partake in the shenanigans. So like, that's why there was a delay. We'll be back tomorrow. Tomorrow we're going to kick off with watching the I Held the Line trailer. And I'm hoping that they have more of the CitizenCon showcase up because we are probably going to be in Star Citizen for the remainder of the week. Grim, welcome back. Appreciate the 5 gifted.
This is the way.
Bean time. You hit me with a single bean. I see what you did there. You were like, yeah, we could. We could do something else, but bean time.
This is the way.
I see what it is. There it is. Y'all know what it is. Berry, blue, or toothpaste.
Congratulations. You played yourself.
Technically, Grim just played me. I plead the 5th on that. Okay. Toothpaste. Yep. I mean, it's too bad. Oh, snaps. What up, my dude? Find your funny lonely stream and have a correct reaction to this demo. Now I'm curious what the other reactions were to this demo. Like, I'm very curious who you've seen. That doesn't matter as much as like, what was the response that you were getting that made you think that? Also, appreciate you. So you know what it is, fam. I'm gonna hit you with the outro. Are we listening to some Star Citizen music? If you follow, cheered, tipped, subbed, resubbed, lurked, rated, gifted subs, liked, subscribed, you directly support my ability to remain a full-time entertainer, and I am absolutely honored. Thank you for coming to hang out in the welcome back stream after TwitchCon. If Sig doesn't have it up in time, Board Gamer posted all the panels. You were the second person to mention that, Azrael. Appreciate the reminder. So we'll be back tomorrow. And we're definitely gonna be watching some more of these panels, because let's go. I greatly appreciate you all. I'll wait on the PC closer to release. I mean, but the PC can be played. The other games can be played in the meantime, though, right? Like, yeah, I mean, I look forward to it. I look forward to seeing you, Azrael. Thanks for coming to hang out, fam. I appreciate you. Your follows, again, your follows, cheers, tips, subs, resubs, lurks, raids. Get the subs are the reason I get to remain a full-time entertainer. If you haven't hit that follow button, fam, follows are free. That's it. That's it. If you haven't hit the follow button, if you're on the Tube, subscriptions are free. Free. If you're on TikTok, follows are free. Give your boy some likes. Let's see if anybody is on in Star Citizen that we know. And then let's drop a raid so that we can continue the excitement. Oh, snaps. Malik is currently in it. Yup. Let's go show some love to Malik VR. Appreciate you all. Your presence is a present. I appreciate the gift. We'll be back tomorrow. More Star Citizen and CitizenCon recap. I am DeejayKnight. I appreciate you. Love your faces. Love your butts. We'll see you soon.